I feel like I really like the way I look in person, but in pictures, I be looking crazy. Do you care, Mandii, or no?
No.
Why?
I don't.
I feel like I'm misrepresented on camera. Do you guys feel like you look good on camera?
Some days.
On video?
I can tell when SaVon's feeling himself on camera some days.
Some days. I'm honest though.
It's split.
Yeah. I always feel like
the fact that you just licked your lips, I'm
I know,
disgusted.
right? Subconsciously.
He really light skinned.
Yeah, my fault. But why are you looking that hard though?
You really licked your lips.
Why are you looking that hard though?
It's crazy. I think that like people gonna tag you, let's be very clear. We all know that we only care about how we look in the picture.
Oh, for sure.
We're not gonna look at if we take a group picture. Sorry, bitch, you should have opened your eyes.
No, I can't do that. I make sure all my girls look good in the picture. I'm one of those where like I cannot do that to you. I can't do it. I can't do that to
y'all be looking like shit.
What?
When we do the group photos, I'll be looking for me. I'm the best.
Going forward, I'm gonna make sure I find the worst pictures of you and post them just every time.
You do it every time?
I never do that.
That's me.
He's lying. Yo, why you lying to start this shit? I look at the photo, make sure everybody look good.
Right.
Then I go, okay, we can post this. If not, just leave it out there.
Literally, I just texted a picture of Alex on the side. I was like, hey, Alex, I love the way I look in this, but do you mind if I upload it with you in it? And I had to get his approval. See?
I'm considerate for the girlies that enhance their photos, so I'll let them know I want to post a picture, and I'll be like,
do you want to face this?
Do you want to Facetune yourself first?
Do you use that feature, Mandii?
You
Facetune?
I've Facetuned before.
Do you do it like
No.
normally? Is that your thing? Like when you get a pic of you, do you be like, yo?
I don't have to. So
period.
Hold on. And when I don't, if you follow me on the Instagram, I love to post to my story that here's all of the outtakes. Y'all can see that I selected from a lot of photos. This is really what I look like. I mean, I think I'm a person that's always out, always about.
Facts.
On YouTube.
Like we know what you look like, yeah.
Like, and if you see me in person, I look better.
Crazy.
One of the things that you do that I really respect is your before and after of like your weight loss journey. Bro, you be throwing the before up there like it's the after.
Bro, I lost 80 pounds.
That's crazy.
You had a procedure, right? You did a procedure?
I did the gastric sleeve.
Okay.
So pretty much, if y'all are around anyone who just out of nowhere doesn't have an appetite, they're on Ozempic.
Wait, what?
But
that's not true.
No, I mean, that's what Ozempic and all the semaglutides are doing.
It does do that?
It's causing
medication.
I don't know. My appetite hasn't decreased a lot, but I'm not on Ozempic.
What if what if I'm not hungry?
I'm not on anything.
Do you want me to keep naming them?
But what if I'm just not hungry?
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, what if I'm just like not hungry?
You're not hungry in this day, but if you are literally being able to go through a whole day eating 3 grapes and a cracker.
Okay, I'm not doing that.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's called discipline.
No, that is.
But also SaVon's extreme.
This is forced discipline. Ozempic is forced discipline.
But that's called discipline.
For diabetics.
Well, it's for people that. No.
No?
Ozempic is to keep your blood sugar.
For diabetic.
For diabetics. Yeah. However, now that it's being used for weight loss, it literally suppresses your appetite, which is the problem with Americans. Everything is a king size, plus size, big
realize
size.
that when you go to other countries.
Overeat a lot. Yeah.
They overeat, and a lot of our foods have all this bullshit in it.
Additives.
So
you want to know something crazy? So I just came back from a trip from Africa, right? I kid you not.
Wait. Can we get the country? Let's not act like you just went to the whole continent.
I was in a whole continent. No, I went to Dakar and I was in Salih, right? Stayed there for a week. I kid you not. I saw 2 fat people and none of them were African.
That's in Senegal?
Yeah.
That's real.
2 fat people and
none of them were African.
They living off the land. Nothing's processed.
Oh, sorry. But I just brought this up because in some of these mixer photos, we have like hundreds and hundreds. There's some crazy angles of me. And I just asked Manny, I'm like, do you mind? Because I mind. But
that just goes to show how turn we was in there. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, them mixer photos are they tricky.
Yeah, we got.
I didn't get to all of them yet, but I'm looking. Wait, like hold up. I didn't even know I was that guy that night.
Yeah, we didn't even take a picture of that. You know?
I have 3 takeaways from the mixer.
Okay,
let's hear it.
First off, if y'all are a listener of the Need to Know podcast,
for sure.
Hello.
Niggas flew in for this mixer.
Let them know.
No, literally.
Let them know.
We're not making this up.
So,
let them know, man.
My homegirl came to town from DC, and she literally she had a whole little sugar daddy situation. Was like, I gotta go to this party.
Why you snitching on her?
She doesn't care.
I mean, nobody. Listen,
she not listening to this.
And she was like, "Yo, met met SaVon at another
sure.
event, and and literally was like, "Oh, this weekend, even if I come up, I want to go to this party."
Shout out to your friend.
Then I get there early because I'm half white, and
we go. Wait, hold up. We gonna talk
No,
about
and then next.
Hold on, and I'm literally talking to Reggie
Because I'm Asian and I'm also on time.
And Reggie's like, "Don't know where SaVon and Alex are, but I'm
literally,
here."
yo, they were 2 hours late to their own party.
Don't
No,
say
crazy.
I was an hour and 30 minutes.
Can we be honest though?
Can we be honest?
Yeah.
In our group chat, do I not tell y'all every year I'm getting there late?
We knew you was getting there late.
Thank you.
I guess it was
knew
different
you was
because it started later than the last
Yeah.
2
It
years.
don't matter. I'm always
he
be
does
late.
that for the day parties too.
For our event, I'm gonna be late.
But I'm talking to Reggie, and then I meet members of the Whore Hive. Actually, they were fans of my last pod because they asked about somebody that I said, "Bitch, who? Why are you asking me about her?"
You mean your former co-host?
Cool.
You know the
So-
crazy thing is the
okay,
theme
that's
of that
good,
night is a
ladies.
lot of people was doing a lot of asking about you.
Yeah.
It was
And
crazy.
you were doing a lot of asking to other people, but we'll get to
No, it
that.
was
Don't
crazy.
worry.
Shut up. So,
Shut up.
so me and Reggie are talking,
Uh-huh.
and of the night of the people that I spoke to,
Yeah.
there were groups of men who came up from Baltimore and DC.
Shout out to
We
them.
met
Salute to y'all.
a group of women who came up from Alabama.
Shout
And
out
I
to
was
them
talking
ladies.
to them and I was like, "Oh, what's in New York?" They literally said they flew to New York for the party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Reggie was like, "Thank you. Wow."
Yeah.
We tried to tell y'all for at least 12 weeks about the
Yeah.
Need to Know podcast mixer. It is not
it was it.
just
It was
like
it.
spoken word. Like, no, pop out to the city. This is what we do. We
did.
pop out one time a year to do this. We don't do live shows yet. We're not that podcast yet, like Mandy said. We don't throw a bunch of parties. We're not party promoters, right? You don't see Alex on flyers. Well, you might, but he's not with us. But
You might. Yeah.
this is the one thing that we do, and people show up, and
makes
we
it
try to
special.
tell y'all, like, I hate it. Before we even get to everything with the mixer, the one thing that I really hated about last week is how all of us collectively, we almost broke up last week. I'm gonna keep it real.
Wait,
Nah,
as a
for real.
podcast?
As a podcast.
We almost broke up
I'm not gonna lie to you.
over inclusion. It's like, nah, we didn't. He's
Wait,
lying. He's lying.
What do you mean?
Bro, it got tense in the group chat.
Yeah.
Over what?
Because
Y'all sold out.
No, that's the problem.
That's the problem.
We sold
Trying to get
out,
more
and
people in there.
everybody else kept hitting us individually,
Oh
like,
my God,
"Hey,
it was
we want to
bad.
come through. We want to come through."
It was bad.
And now we amongst ourselves, because we are for the people. I respect it. We all gonna fight to try to get who we want in the party, but collectively, we all said no, we can't do it.
Can I also tell
But
you
we tried.
how crazy
We be sneaking niggas in.
Well, how crazy New York is.
What?
So it went up. I didn't know if I was going to be in town or not.
Okay.
But I bought 2 tickets.
You did. Thank you.
So, because I'm going to come with a +1.
Yes.
My +1, High World, was Ish. Asked Ish if he wanted to go. So Ish was the person for my second ticket. The week of, I started talking to a little guy I wanted.
Okay.
And literally was like, "Damn, are
Sorry,
you
Ish.
gonna come or not?" Because Ish be flaking.
Wait, you done-
Ish be flaking.
You flaked on your homie for
so
some
literally,
dick?
no. So literally, I'm like, "Ish, you really coming?" I'm telling all you, Ish. Ish said, "Psh, do you know who I am? I don't need a ticket."
You know what? But he's not wrong
But
though.
niggas,
And you don't need a ticket either. And we told you that.
She likes to
but
support.
I
That's
have
why we
to. I'm
salute
a
her.
support.
We do.
That's why
And
we
you
salute
one of the
her.
first people that be
Yeah,
on it, so thank
but
you.
also, if I'm gonna bring extra people when it's a sold out event, I'm like,
Oh,
is
fuck.
she really coming or not? 'Cause
Yeah.
I kind of now have another ticket I want to
Yeah,
give
yeah.
somebody. But no, it was a really good event. I do also want to tell
Appreciate you, man.
SaVon, your genetics. Boy, was your daddy something else.
Oh yeah.
It's Mr.
You want to know what's funny?
Turn up. Mr.
No.
Wait, can I tell his nickname?
No bullshit.
Tell
You
them
know,
the
what
nickname.
you know what they call him?
What is it?
They call him the Pain Master.
No bullshit though. That's what they call him in the streets.
That's just an insider with our listeners. That's why I have to say
no.
it.
Are you?
Before
Wait,
we get into my
hold
dad,
on.
before we get into my dad, thank y'all for joining
Thank
us
y'all.
here
What up?
on the Need to Know podcast. It is what you need to know when you need to know on the Need to Know podcast. As y'all heard, we're gonna talk about the mixer a little bit. Y'all should have been there. I'm so mad.
You should have been there.
If you
For
were
real.
there, thank you so much. But before we continue to get on with this podcast, I go by the name SaVon, SaVon.
What's so funny?
I'm doing.
I like that.
See what I'm doing?
No, I like it. I like it. I genuinely like
Thank
it.
you.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy A, as always, the Paco Ramon Poppy. Never alone, always with the posse.
Hey guys, it's Regi. I'm especially blessed to be here, and I just want to give a quick shout out to the girl who flew in from Memphis to the mixer because literally, no, and she was like really, she was one of the most turned up girls in there. She was in a white skirt, and when we were giving our speeches and we were like screaming, yelling on stage, she blew a fan in my face.
She did.
She was the best
good fan.
She was my favorite person there. But anyway, and to my left, the beautiful Mandii is here.
We got Mandii B.
Mandii, what up?
Half of niggas probably gonna exit out of here now.
That's not true.
Don't do that. Stay, y'all. Stay.
They heard your voice.
Stay on.
It's a safe space.
It's a safe space.
For sure.
This whole fucking episode is not about me. We're going to talk about some dope shit.
Yeah, we're going to talk about everything today. Thank you for pulling up.
No, I'm not going to lie.
You're very busy.
You already know as soon as it went up, and I was like, all right, don't know if I'm going to be, because nigga, y'all sell tickets for 90 days. I'm like, goddamn. 3 months from now.
Still not enough time.
Still not enough time.
We try to be considerate.
But y'all sold out. So it's great. Y'all don't allow people to make plans. So I bought it. Didn't know if I was going to be in town. I was in town. I said, not missing it for the world.
Appreciate
And
you.
I've gone to all 3 now.
Yes, you have.
Literally, she's a real one, honestly.
And it is one of the best It's not a show, but the way that y'all can curate an event and a party with good looking niggas, great looking, great women. I want to.
It was absolutely ridiculous how many beautiful women.
Baddies.
Like,
bro,
yeah.
We tried to tell them.
We do.
We tried to tell them.
We promote
baddies. Listen to the need to know.
Baddies.
I tried to tell
I
them.
had people. I saw people the next day for like a basketball tournament. Everyone was talking about how many beautiful women there were.
They was mad.
Baddies.
They was mad.
Shout out to y'all, ladies.
Not
I appreciate
baddies.
that.
For sure.
Let them know. Keep saying it. Now go some more.
Wow. And I'm bisexual. Let me tell you, I'm about a part of the
She's like,
alphabet.
by the way,
I'm a part of the alphabet community. Baddies. Like,
Thank you.
sit on my face. Bitches.
For
literally
sure.
beautiful.
You know
women.
what? I knew me and you thought alike.
And did. As well as your father.
Okay, so let's get to my daddy. What happened when you and my dad? I remember I got really acquainted. First off, my dad, like you said, it is genetics. My dad, he was the original bottle boy. Because he was pouring up the shots.
Yeah,
he was in charge of the
yo.
private ball, so he was doing this thing.
So me and your dad beat you there.
Yes, as you
So
should.
me and him were going up on an elevator when we get there.
Literally came in together.
We came in together.
That sounds
How
funny.
cute.
And so we're on the elevator, and he's like, yo, Mandii. Hi. I don't know who you are. He was like, SaVon's dad. I met you last year and the year before. And I was like, oh, hey. Embrace him. He immediately lets me know he's him. And even though I'm the freak, he's the bigger freak. And I was like, we're not going to out freak each other right now.
Immediately got freaky.
You know what? It was a freak off. We ain't did it.
No, it wasn't.
Wait, hold up. We had the second.
No,
We can't say that anymore.
Nah, it was a secondary freak off when they linked up.
This is the safe freak off. This is the safe freak off.
Because Mandy was there, my dad was here. The freak off began when they pulled up to the mixer.
Commence.
And then I would just say, like, throughout the night, so much fun. You would think your dad is fucking 35 years old. Like, he is fun. He's so youthful.
Yeah, for sure.
But then I knew I had to stay away because all I know is I ended up at a bar. So I went to the bar to get water.
We had open bar, by the way, guys.
And was with y'all's little special drinks.
And was.
And I went to the bar and he's with some guys.
Okay.
And he starts ordering shots.
Yeah.
So it's a total of 6.
Real
He's only
player.
with 2 guys. He gets me a shot. Next thing I know, 2 other women are nearby, and he passes them the shots.
As he should. A
You
gentleman.
see where he gets it from?
A gentleman.
Hold on. These women warned me about your dad.
Wait.
Swear to God, I think one of them had to be. Wait, is your dad with your mama?
No. No.
I was like, let me
They
die.
ain't together. Not at all.
Shared it.
I wouldn't even fuck with my dad if he was with my mom.
So I ain't gonna hold you. This woman was like, I think trying to gauge how I knew your daddy.
Okay.
It was on some. How you buy you a drink and me a drink?
Oh my goodness.
Like it was giving that
Smooth.
I get what you're saying.
So smooth. But the woman was like,
Yeah.
he does this all the time. Oh my God.
Oh, she tried to show you up.
No, I think she tried to like check me because his dad was so friendly and making sure I also had a drink.
He's a gentleman.
Yeah, no, I think this was one of his hoes. And she was clocking. And I was like, oh yeah, you know, I know his son.
Like, don't worry about me. Don't worry about me.
Like, we good.
But we literally cheers. And immediately she was like, he does this all the time. Oh my God. I'm
Does
gonna
he
get
buy drinks?
I'm gonna get so drunk. Like, oh my God.
What a great guy.
Dragging it.
Yo, shout out to my dad and
Shout
shout out to
out
all
to
the legends.
SaVon
That are gentlemen.
Senior.
Nah,
You
he's
get
a
what I'm
legend.
saying? All the gentlemen.
Yeah.
And that's one of the great, like, that's some of the feedback that I got from the mixer.
So nice.
Everyone is polite.
Yeah.
Like, we
Yeah.
bring
Everyone
people
was so nice.
from
Even the hood niggas.
all over, exactly, like from
Yeah.
all over the country.
Niggas
like,
sharing they blunt.
That is
Yeah, we shared
It was like we are the
everything.
world
We was
there.
selling it. I mean,
Well,
I mean, somebody. Yeah,
Don't implicate yourself. Don't
I mean,
implicate
somebody.
we were, no, you know what? No, he's right.
Allegedly.
We were selling empanadas. As
Yeah,
Ray's
yeah,
empanadas.
and we're selling drinks at the bar.
Ray
probably
empanadas.
some of the best oxtail empanadas I've ever
It was
had.
crazy.
For sure, for sure,
Yo,
for sure.
yo, my phone.
Yeah, nah, go crazy,
They're
Pierre.
from New Rochelle, like Westchester. Alex is always saying some shit, but yeah, that's where the chicken empanadas and the oxtail empanadas was from.
Big shout out to Ray's Empanadas.
Big shout out.
Yeah, they're from Pierre's Hotel.
And I feel like I genuinely met so many people who came because they listened to the podcast. Like it wasn't just our friends or friends of friends, industry people. Like they were like, "Oh my God, I've been listening to you for so long." It just felt different this year.
It was a
It did,
need to know
right?
mixer.
It was.
Right?
Y'all had your coworkers in there?
For sure. I did.
Yeah, I had
Okay.
all my
I had
friends,
my
my
coworkers in there
coworkers.
too, yeah.
I had my Caucasian friends in
You
there.
ain't
Oh my
have
God.
the coworkers I know in there.
You did. The coworker that you know, she was there.
That's how lit it
we
was. There
ain't
was so
see-
many baddies,
Oh,
you
you
couldn't
ain't-
even
oh, you
keep
ain't
up.
see it.
I didn't see it.
Oh,
Because you know I would have said hi.
I know you would have. Before we even get off
Nah,
the
that shit
mixer
was
real
turned
quick, I do want to give a special shout out, not just to Ray's Empanadas,
Yeah.
right? But also Jerica.
Big shout out
Because
to Jericho.
this event does not happen without Jerica. Jerica lives in LA.
Absolutely.
Jerica, she's been doing a thing with the podcast. She really makes this happen.
No,
like Mandy,
yeah.
no lie, like we don't do shit.
Wait, Jerica doesn't live here?
Not anymore.
She just works so much that you would think she
That
lives
she's
in New
here.
York, and she actually happens to be in the studio. So Jerica, thank you
Jericho.
for being here and making this mixer possible.
Not only was she here for the mixer, she was here
Thank
for
you,
saving lives like an ENT.
Yo, you saved my homie.
She saved a life. I was gonna bring it up because it was not given Travis Scott. Okay.
Yeah, nah, we care about the people here.
No. So literally, and I don't know the lady that tapped me. Y'all were giving your speech, and some other lady that was working. I love that y'all had a whole staff. She taps me and she's like, "Where's Jerica? Where's Jerica?" And there was someone who had a seizure. It wasn't even
What?
No.
Was
She's
it a
good.
seizure?
I know the young
right,
lady.
but it
Wait,
wasn't.
you knew her?
That's the homie's girlfriend. She felt so bad.
But it wasn't even bad because
It was the weed.
was it?
No, like what happened? Was she having a seizure?
No. Like it was hot. She felt like it was really hot. She was drinking a lot.
Maybe she was having like a panic attack or
Yeah,
anxiety
you know,
attack.
yeah.
The first thing that I did, I ran to Jerica.
Look,
And then
you
Jerica,
did.
please explain this series of events.
Oh wait, let me know.
Wait,
Because I
how
know
much
like
can I tell
SaVon,
them
they're
what
looking
you
for
did?
Jerica.
SaVon, please. You want me to tell them what you did?
Nah, go just tell, you was in charge of the night.
So I was looking for SaVon because I saw that he wasn't on the stage. So I was pissed. I'm like, where is he?
Yeah,
They doing
the
his
run of
speech.
show said 9:30. SaVon.
What's going on? Where is he? So I turned around and
Talk
he's
louder into the
running
mic. I'm
towards-
sorry to cut you off.
He's running directly towards me with my homegirl that was looking for me. And they're like, come here right now. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then
Because
there's
wait,
some girl-
when I saw Jerica, I could see, when a woman's angry.
Yeah.
I was
Like she didn't
light
say
'em up.
anything. Because Alex and Reggie was on stage,
Yeah,
and
they
they was
were.
ready to do it.
We were on time.
And she was calling me, and I'm like, "Yo, I think somebody's dying."
The funniest part about all this
That's
is
not funny, guys.
we
No,
was
it's not
in the
funny.
group
It's not
chat
funny.
before the mixer talking about first aid kits and everything and CPR and shit. Like,
And of course, somebody had a seizure. But yeah, so we went over there. My friend was a firefighter, so he ended up handling it. But it was,
Man, fuck no
Your
firefighters.
friend was
fire.
yeah, he was.
He was
So
there.
handled it.
Sorry, my ex
You
was
got,
a,
you got smoke with firefighters?
my
Niggas
ex
that put
was-
out fires?
My ex was a firefighter.
I feel
He
that.
started fires.
You
Motherfucker.
Nah, he put them out.
Alex.
My fault.
you put that thing.
But yeah, no, Jerica did exactly what the fuck she was supposed
Thank
to do.
you, Jay.
And then stop being mad at SaVon, and then y'all finished your speech, and got the fucking party lit.
It was beautiful.
fire,
and shout out to Nyla Simone. She was in the building.
Big shout out to Nyla.
She was the first slot of the music, curated the music. It was a vibe.
And,
and then Eden pulled up.
Shout out to
and he closed everything down.
Went
so
crazy.
you know, we got an amazing group of people who allow us and help us do this every single year. So I do want to make sure we give them a shout out.
Both of those DJs are repeat DJs, so that's really like we really have like our squad now.
Yeah, you want to work our parties, man. The security guard left with a free hookah. My boy SaVon so ill.
Is that what happened?
Nigga pulled up, bought a hookah just for the day. Security guard took it.
SaVon, the day we booked the venue 3 months ago for our mixer, the only thing that SaVon prepared, he was like, yo, I'm gonna find a way to sneak in my hookah. It was illegal, but he did it anyway. Allegedly. And then he brought in a big box that said a dehumidifier on it. I was like, SaVon, wow, you're so resourceful.
You're so resourceful.
Inside is a fucking hookah.
Yeah, we just want to make sure everybody was accommodated. We had a lot of people in the building. We had Joe was in the building, Ish was in the building, Imani was in the building, Mandii was in the building.
Ice
was in the building.
Up. He was late, but he still
pulled up while we were ordering empanadas. I said, nigga,
but he still pulled up.
He did pull up. He did pull up.
He told me he was driving in traffic 2 hours. I'm like, yeah, nigga.
You know, he a driver.
He is a driver.
Nigga be driving. They pulled up to Brooklyn. Heineken pulled up.
Heineken pulled up.
Heineken, shout out to Bag Fuel. Half a bag fuel.
That's what up. Yeah, for sure.
It was a really dope room.
Thank you. Nah, I think that's one of the dope things about the podcast mixer is that we connect so many different people. Like, and that's the thing, right? Like the selling point. Yes, there's beautiful women. Yes, there's an open bar. But you never know who you're gonna walk into when you walk into that mixer.
Never know.
Can I say something? So I think one of the I don't mean to speak for you, Ish, but I feel like he's one of the people who had the most fun at the mixer. Every time, no, not in that way. No, because every time. Hold on. Every time I looked at Ish, he was speaking to someone. Like my friend, for example, my friend Sean. Just speaking to like how SaVon was saying we connect people. My friend Sean was talking to him for like 30 minutes. I was like, what the fuck, Sean? Why are you talking to Ish so long? And then I texted him the next day. I was like, why? What were you guys talking about? Sean's stepdad grew up with Ish. So they were just like talking about like just connecting people. You know?
He knows everybody. And you know, people like to enjoy parties differently.
Yeah.
We had Joe set up in a section.
Joe was on island.
I'm talking about personal security, bodyguard.
I know. I tried to go talk to him, but he was like, you know, I'm good here, Reg. I was like, do you need anything? He's like, I'm good here.
You want to know the great thing about having longevity in this industry, like in this space? I know that's exactly where Joe wants to be. Away from everybody.
Away from people.
The antics.
Everybody.
And then upset when people are around people.
No, I think he was just upset when certain people came around him.
Niggas was around me. Niggas.
Not really.
Yes,
we're not gonna do that. You was around niggas, and that's
I was around the person that was my +1 for the last 2 months.
Okay, all right, I seen that.
That girl good.
Like you feel me?
Oh, the girl in the red dress.
Wait, no, nigga, Ish.
Oh,
like we didn't know that Joe was coming.
Mm-hmm. Well, why wouldn't you think that my guy's gonna support? Cause
nigga, he ain't been to the last 2 ones. Well, I was surprised I didn't see Parks at this one.
Parks was busy. Parks was busy.
Because Parks has come to the last 2.
He wanted to come. Yes,
I was looking to see Rim so I could flirt with her a little bit more. Be like, I know you a married woman, but I love Rim.
Yeah. Rim is fire. She's dope.
And Parks was always just so welcoming.
Yeah.
Wasn't surprised at all to like. I expected Imani, but. Love you, but no, nigga, he ain't come the last 2 years.
Well, to be honest,
what we focus on now is that he came this year. Let's be, let's focus on the positive.
Oh my God,
no, but
not focus on the last 2 years.
We do got to be honest.
Yeah, what's
the
up?
First year, his invite got lost in the mail.
Y'all didn't invite him.
It was miscommunication.
Y'all didn't invite him.
It was miscommunication. No, we did, but it was miscommunication.
Okay.
That's it.
What is a miscommunication on an invite?
Nah. I didn't invite him. I was in there.
You didn't invite him?
He's like, no, it's true.
I was in there working with the nigga like, he ain't coming to this shit about the young niggas.
That's a fact.
But again, we love Joe. We just know him as well. We didn't think he would actually pop out.
Yeah, what about last year? Last year he wasn't in town.
Yeah,
he went to a festival.
That.
Yeah. But he would have popped out, and he did pop out.
That was dope. He showed out this year. Shout out to Joe Budden and the Joe Budden podcast team. Love that y'all get the support from the network.
You see what I'm saying?
Love it.
All right,
we are not taking that bait.
Not even a little bit.
Shout out. That wasn't bait.
Okay.
Shout out to Joe.
That's what you told him when you saw him, right?
He's a stand-up citizen.
Yeah, that's what you told him when you saw him, right?
No, I walked up to him and said, "Nigga, we got beef."
I know that's exactly what you said.
No. Joe is Joe. Joe is Joe. For anyone who thinks I have beef with him, nigga, we still have each other's numbers. We spoke. I walked over with Ish and we pounded, and then I walked over and had a conversation with him. And it was like, what's up? Yeah. And then I realized it's COE with him just like it is with Flip. And the conversation didn't really go anywhere. Like, it leaned into what it leaned into. I was like, oh, nigga, you about entertaining. You bored. I'm not doing this with you right now. Okay. But I think Joe is still absolutely A1 at what he does. It's why I still listen.
Facts, you do listen.
Like, nigga, not only do I listen,
Word.
Everyone that works for that team, all the way from you, love what Erickson does, literally been friends with Ish for 10 years, been friends with Ice for 10 years, worked with Parks for, I love the team, and I actually love the content that gets put out for what's put out.
You love Flip, too. You love the whole cast. You love E.
Flip is great. Flip is different. I love Flip for what he does.
You want to know why I like Flip? Because what you see is what you get.
I like that Flip challenges Joe.
For sure.
And so to me, I don't hate anybody. I know niggas think I'm a bully and that I hate people. I actually really love what they do creatively.
Hold up. This motherfucker, she done listed every nigga on the cast.
But.
So let me be very clear.
Okay, please be clear on this. Very clear. Be clear on this podcast.
I want to be very clear. First off, I do not hate, nor am I jealous, nor do I feel any way about Melissa Ford.
Contrary to what they've seen on Twitter.
No. Fuck the contrary, because fuck them niggas. They live in basements and they bored. And it doesn't matter what I say, they're gonna hate me. Contrary to all of those things, I was very pleased with a female voice being integrated into a very heavily voiced podcast. Do I want to listen to 6 voices? Not all the time. Did I actually talk shit about it? Absolutely. They found a flow where niggas shut up when they need to, but I like what everyone brings. Ice is really great at music. Parks, keep up with the fucking ad-libs, but also he has experience in the music industry. Ish can talk about every fucking topic under the fucking sun. Doesn't have to lend to music, but can literally bring in his personal life and so many things. Flip is the chaos button that we need from time to time to spark up some interest. Yeah. And Joe is Joe. As much as me and Joe, I would never want to do business with Joe. Me and him could not integrate in that way. Joe is Joe.
Wait. What does Joe is Joe mean?
Joe is absolutely phenomenal at storytelling.
Okay.
At being talent, at leading a cast on air. Do I think he's a great entertainer? Yes. The same way I believe in separating the art from the artist. Nigga, I went to Chris Brown's concert twice. Yeah. I still got R. Kelly and Sparkle's record in my phone. I listen to fucking Kodak Black. Well, you were just listening to Kodak Black.
Yeah, I was. I love you.
I believe in separating those two.
Okay.
So,
but you would agree that to be the only woman on the podcast like that polarizing, those type of conflicting interests and opinions, it can be hard to kind of have a stance on things, right?
It can be hard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you can relate to that.
And the thing about, and you know this better than anybody, Mandii, you're not always gonna get it right.
Reggie, can I ask you?
Yes.
Don't throw my good friend in this.
I'm talking to Reggie. I'm talking to Reggie. Reggie, you are a woman on a male-led podcast. You have been for years. And if it's not them two adding in, you also have Pierre. You have a male producer up in the room as well, and a male photographer. So in the dynamic of a male-led industry, you are in a dynamic where there's mostly men here. Do you feel like you're able to get your point across or represent as a voice in kind of a, I don't want to say it's monolithic, but you're with men?
I do feel like my co-hosts, especially as we've gotten used to potting together for 3 years. In the beginning, we all had to figure it out, but I do feel like they have my back and that they let me speak. So are you
saying that Melissa isn't reported that same.
I think she really listens to JPP.
So
okay,
yeah, she's not.
But like to answer,
she don't give a fuck.
To answer for myself, like the thing is, like I don't like having to represent all women because I do feel like I have different opinions, especially with like dating and all that shit. So I like to represent myself, and I don't like to speak for all women. And that's like obviously that gets put on me because I'm the only woman on the mic, but I can only do so much, you know. So
and it's
I'm
also
not mad at that.
And it's also not fair because the comparison, as great as we're doing and as much as we're building, like that platform has a certain microphone. It has a certain lens on it that most podcasts don't.
Yeah.
So it's different. Like I understand the question and what you're asking, Regi, but she doesn't have that type of pressure or that type of audience when it comes to a Melissa Ford.
And I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
I would definitely agree.
You also understand the hate too, right? We see all of us in here know each other.
Facts.
We know how successful you are in real life, Mandii, right? What I'm saying is a lot of the times fans who are fans of maybe the JBP community, things of this nature, right? All they're privy of is you were under Joe's network at a time. You feel me? And
that I left.
And that you left. So
that I chose to leave. I didn't get fired.
Thank you. Elaborate on, right? So to them, it's like, oh, she just wants to be on that couch. Though that may not be true. That's just how people gonna take it.
Though that may not be true.
Yeah.
I've been talking to this nigga for mad years.
For sure.
My best friend. Yeah. I've known a lot of people within the space. Yeah. Not once can anyone say I've wanted a seat on that couch. So to me, being a listener, being a fan, being able to critique a show that I listen to the same way I critique every other show I listen to.
Yeah.
I don't mind lending my critique.
That's fair.
I'm not mad at it. But we're gonna move on.
I thought we was gonna move on.
We are gonna move on.
Ask me,
but I gotta ask the question because you know I be on Reddit and shit, my nigga. Like I'm there. Yep. I'm in the trenches with y'all niggas for real. There was some tweets.
I love that you brought this up.
From like over a decade ago.
2004. 14.
All right, so a decade.
So you ready?
Exactly.
You ready?
Wait, hold on. Let me get the question off.
There were two.
Because there's a lot of people who may not even know what I'm talking about.
There were two.
There were some tweets of you mentioning Melissa Ford in a disparaging light.
It wasn't.
It was because she was on a show or she was pursuing a real estate career as a realtor, whatever the case may be. And the question that you had asked was, has she even sold any houses? Something I'm summarizing, right? Yep. And it was in a condescending tone. From the tweet. And I read the tweet. It was condescending.
Oh, yeah, because I put the air quotes. So let's be very clear. Let's be very clear. I tweeted 2 tweets.
From that point to now, it looks like a trend of hating.
I have been on Twitter since 2009.
Damn, you've been hating for a long time.
No, nigga. First off, I've been voicing my opinion because we have the right in America.
For sure.
Freedom of speech. Since 2009, I've had a Twitter. In all their digging, they found 2 tweets of me ever referencing Melissa Ford. One was saying she looks like Shanika Adams or Shanika Adams looks like her. Wow. Mind you, that is not a diss. Shanika Adams was the Vixen era after Melissa Ford.
How many people
I thought they looked alike. If you like video vixens, my nigga, you know Shanika Adams. That was not a diss. Shanika Adams was beautiful, was fucking all your favorite rappers' favorite rapper. Like, she's been outside, okay? You can go and look at and see her pussy. It's out. She's great. She's fucking gorgeous, my nigga.
Nah, for sure.
She looks like a fucking Barbie.
She's definitely
beautiful.
So there was one tweet that said, yo, they look alike. Okay. The other tweet was, mind you, this is where that community
That
was the community pisses me off because I said, if you look at me, if you search my tweets for Robin, Giselle, Candace, Karen, I started listing all of these women who are on reality shows. I speak about them because that's what I like. I watched Blood, Sweat, and Heels for all of the 2 seasons that lasted before it got canceled. And I spoke about every person on that show. Melissa is someone who was a video vixen that I always thought was beautiful, admirable, showed up in all the videos that I watched growing up. I've always thought she was gorgeous. She was always in the lane. I don't know her personally. People are like, are y'all Eskimo sisters? Probably. Who knows? But I don't have beef with her. I think she's gorgeous. When she showed up on reality TV as a real estate agent, why are you not on here as a video vixen?
Right. Because people trust shit.
and did.
Sometimes you
so
gotta
my question was, so you a real estate agent now? Did you sell real estate? But also, there's been conversations with men all the time. After you're a hoe, a stripper, whatever, you become a DJ, a chef, a real estate agent. That's literally what you do after.
I don't agree with that.
Reform men, that's what they do?
I don't agree with that.
You don't agree
I
with
will
that?
say it now. Reform men do have a job in the hospital. I know a lot of hood niggas that work in that bottom area in the hospital.
Reformed hoes. What are the next?
But see, and that's you saying what it is that you believe that transition to be, video vixen to whatever you
to
think.
Real estate agent, chef, or DJ.
And again, I don't. Is that a fact?
Where did she pull this from? I didn't know this shit.
I don't know a lot of chefs.
Oh, you don't?
No, reformed hoes.
And again,
that term is chefs.
Or they sell fucking soap or do lashes. What do you want me to do?
And look, Mandii, you've been doing this for a very long time. If you go hate, just stand in it.
You know what's crazy?
Fine.
I wasn't doing it in 2014.
I
wanted to know this video vixen that I think is absolutely gorgeous and stunning.
Let's not just be condescending when we say video vixen.
No, I'm not.
She's also a legend because we all live on this podcast. We all lived through the MySpace era.
We did.
She was everywhere. She had a ton. Not just because I know on their podcast they like to talk about all the dudes that's been locked up. My pops, he was locked up for a little bit. I have some friends that was locked, whatever the case may be. Right? She was a legend.
Oh, King Smooth Straight Sutton. Yes,
I get it.
Absolutely.
But she was also a legend in the beginning stages of the digital era. Because I know what it's like to code because of the Melissa Fords of the world.
I love this.
Because she was on my MySpace.
She was.
With all the dance hall records.
She was on
with
all
the
of
shout out to Vibes Cartel. With the Vibes Cartel because she had the Jamaican
and
suit.
Soulja Boy.
I know. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna just diminish.
I'm not
her career,
diminishing her, and that's the thing.
It does sound like that, and I do want to move off this.
No, me saying she was a video vixen
for sure.
It's not diminishing.
It's not diminishing.
Okay.
For how old are you, Regi?
How old am I? 28.
I had to think about it.
So I don't think you're in.
No, I know who Melissa Ford is.
No, but to
legend.
us, speaking to me as a millennial born in 1990, video vixens were them.
You want to be a video vixen one day?
Oh, I think a lot of us wanted to be in music videos with our favorite stars.
For sure.
Right.
So me saying that she was that is not diminishing her career.
Thank you.
Because you wanted to
She's also been a podcaster with Jason Lee and DJ Damage. She's, attempted to start her own podcast. She's been in podcasting for a while now. I'm not diminishing her. I disagreed on a take. The internet thinks it's beef. Melissa Ford, you can get my number if you wanted it. I don't mind a conversation. I don't hate the girl. I just would love for her to use her immense vocabulary that she has to be able to speak about things in a way that I probably couldn't because maybe I talk like I have Florida public school education. And so that's it. I think she's great. I think Need to Know is great, and I'm excited to talk about current events.
And we appreciate that.
Appreciate you.
And we appreciate that.
Hope that
That's it.
Coming off the Melissa Ford, I can't help but think about the correlation between her and Essence Magazine.
Oh.
Shout out to
Speaking of
Essence.
Essence Magazine.
Shout out to Essence.
Y'all are them. Y'all are them.
We trying to
Let me pull up the graphic for you.
Yeah,
guys.
shout out to Essence Magazine.
Big shout out to Essence
While
Magazine.
Reggie's pulling that up, I also want to give a quick shout out to the folks over at Hot 97. I know a lot of people think that radio is a dying platform.
It's not.
It's a dying medium. It's truly not dying. But over the weekend, while we were having our mixer, some things you just can't plan for. And that's the beautiful thing about being a creative. And that's the beautiful thing about how we go about doing this shit. Yeah. We legit just show up, work, put it out into the world. And whatever happens. And it just so happened the week of our sold out mixer, Essence Mag, they highlighted us, and so did Hot 97. But let's start with Essence.
And they said the list was 10 podcasts you need to hear. It was a list of 10. And guess who's number 6 on that? The Need to Know podcast, which you're listening to right now.
Hey,
we are above Shits and Gigs, which is one of my favorite podcasts, Club Shay Shay. Also on the list is Trevor Noah's pod. Like, there's a lot of good. Nice. This is not some random ass list, you know?
Yeah, no,
it's a legit list. It's a legit list.
And
I appreciate that. Alex, how you feel about it?
Oh, man, I love it. I ain't gonna lie. Just to be embraced by that community is amazing. Just to be mentioned with those people, we know a lot of those people have done a ton in this space already. So it's still early for us. I know we've done a lot so far, but we're gonna do way more. So I appreciate Essence and Hot 97 for real.
Sure. Yeah. Hot 97, they mentioned us in the capacity that last episode we had a slight debate. And Mandy, real quick, I just want to get your thoughts, and we can move right off this.
Because look at her shirt.
Yeah.
J. Cole right on it.
J. Cole right on it. We all know about the big three, right? The big three: Kendrick, J. Cole, Drake.
Why did you say Kendrick first? Yep. Okay.
I said J. Cole second. Like, I just said the three names. It wasn't in order.
It was just names.
Oh, no order. Okay.
Because if you look at my Spotify wrap-up list, you're probably going to see Drake first.
Maybe put the gun down.
Those three artists are the
she's
undisputed
always on go.
The top three, you already know.
Right?
Put the gun down.
We had a quick discussion with the caveat of we're not going to include Nicki Minaj, and we didn't include Future because we feel like they're in their own genre of category.
Absolutely.
Right? But in that same class, we thought the next big three was
the next big three.
Yeah, the next
right
big
under
three.
that.
Big three number 2. And shout out to Hot 97
SaVon, Alex, and Regi.
Facts for covering this. But the next big three in our debate last week on last week's episode was between Big Sean, Meek Mill, and Wale. In Hot 97, they covered that topic, and you can make the face all you want.
Yeah, your face eye?
The vlog era, Mandy.
Oh, within the vlog era.
Yeah.
Because we know Drake, you see how I mentioned his name first? You happy? We know how Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole have already
J. Cole over Kendrick, but okay, go ahead.
I ain't got no hierarchy or order. I'm just naming the three.
You guys named the next three as Wale, Big Sean, and who was the other one?
And Meek Mill. Would you not agree that would be the next batch
from that era?
Off of that
again
era, in terms of superstardom,
no disrespect,
no disrespect.
Wait, with the caveat of the Future and the Nicki, right? With those caveated into their own class, those were the next three because they had the same. They all debuted around the same time. All had they run, all had features together. Whatever the case may be, those were the next three in line that we came up with on this podcast.
Okay, I think Meek, outside of Dreams and Nightmares, I don't know anyone who could name 5 Meek records. Meek,
you're terrible for that.
Meek, I don't care.
You're terrible for this.
Gun
that's
to
not a
your
good
head.
take.
That's fine. Name 5.
I'm a Meek fan.
Oh, okay. Name 5.
Amen, Flexin', Maybach Curtains, Oodles and Noodles, 24/7.
Okay.
Mandy, this is
no.
Come on, man.
That's fine.
Uptown Vibes.
I know you be talking about dicks and shit.
See,
but
we have a weird.
I can talk.
No. Let's be honest though. We have a weird recency bias with Meek Mill. We do.
So here's the thing.
Which is weird.
He's a legend.
Meek, no. Oh God.
Mandy, yes he is.
So the problem is,
what's the
and
issue?
this is probably me.
Yeah.
Jay-Z came out and said he was the next Jay-Z.
Oh, okay.
Meek Mill having that title on him, that label on him, and him being like.
But you believe that when Hov said it? Hov said he was like,
Hov said no, but
Hov said mad shit.
No, Hov said a lot of bullshit.
I just heard
and
that.
he said Memphis Bleak.
I just heard that Hov was supposed to give Lou Williams a Rockefeller chain,
which is crazy.
He ain't never did it.
I'll be honest.
It's coming.
When you associate Meek Mill and Wale.
Yeah,
the problem with them is they crumbled under the pressure of social media. And so where they could have been amazing, because I think Wale is an amazing lyricist. I think Meek sounds the same on every record. But where I think Wale actually could have been a contender, especially during the blog era, once the internet started getting them involved and all the veils started coming, the celebrities started leaving, and we started seeing who these niggas was, the lameness showed up. And so unfortunately, Wale let the pressures of the industry and what he felt like was wrong and how he wasn't really getting respected in the game to crumble his legacy. I think that album that he did with Seinfeld and like Jerry Seinfeld.
Album About Nothing.
Oh my God.
Amazing album.
Fucking
for me, classic.
It's up there for me.
Yeah, classic.
I would say within the
Definitely
top 10 over the last decade of hip hop albums. Let's be very clear.
I'm not mad at that.
So I think Wale is phenomenal. Meek, I have nothing to say about him. I don't think he's as great as y'all claim he is.
I'm not mad at that. That's your opinion?
I think that, and that's your opinion. I think this is, y'all ask me mine. Meek should not even be discussed in this. I think Meek is so far from a lyrical stance to where what he's shown in terms of like what he can do in terms of actually curating a sound outside of the
See,
Hold up. That was a Florida shit.
Yeah,
that Florida shit just came out.
That was not Philly shit.
Where you learned that from? Kodak?
Nah, nigga, because
if you listen to even one,
he don't sound nothing like me.
Pick any project of Meek, Dream Chasers, whatever. He has softer songs. Like he's not always screaming.
That's my thing, though. He has hit records, Mandii. You cannot deny that. I think that's why people mention Meek Mill in that, bro.
Let's keep it up. Look, I don't believe we're gonna change Mandi's mind on Meek today.
Big Sean.
I don't want to. Let's get to Big Sean.
Big Sean, incredible. Unfortunately, I think he is a victim of what a lot of great artists are. Like, what's her name? JoJo. We knew that she should have been a star. Now I'm mixing in the white with the hip hop.
Oh, we're gonna do that a lot on this pod today.
And we are. Let's bring up the whites. JoJo should have been a star at the time that she was put into a bad deal. I think what we got from Big Sean was a bad deal with good music, and he openly, verbally expressed his distaste for what good music did to his career. Yeah. And I think for how great he could have been, at the moment he went silent because of the bad dealings.
So rank him.
Because when I was in the clubs, when I was a bartender, I don't fuck with you. Like, he had the best fucking verse on, what was that song? I just heard it because they've been talking about it. It's him,
Click?
Kanye, I think, was
Not
2 Chainz
Click,
on it as well?
Is it Click?
This is when they was doing the Good Music Fridays and shit.
Yeah, like, I think
Big Sean, all of these guys are like
great.
Respect in their league.
Lamborghini Mercy.
I'm not gonna lie. Here's my hot take. You know who y'all didn't mention? Who, even though he didn't drop at the same time as them. If we go back to that era, and we're talking about top 6 at this point,
Tyga,
2 Chainz. You got me fucked up.
Hey, I'm not mad at Chainz.
Go look at.
No, you're
right. He had the song with Kanye. He was hopping on features with fucking everybody.
He had Good Drink with Quavo.
Bro, 2 Chainz at that time, mind you, I'm working in the club. I know who's bringing the crowds out.
Yeah.
2 Chainz at that point in time was by far probably more considered in that Who's Up Next. Mind you, the problem is he was fucking 42 and was Titty Boy prior to that. For sure. So he was older than this crowd. But 2 Chainz, I think, should have, in that conversation, knocked out probably Meek and...
Really?
Sean.
Really believe
Meek and Sean.
Wait, hold on. I know you from Florida and anything, my nigga, but you been living in New York for a minute, bro.
Yeah, but at this era...
You was listening to a lot of Meek Mill by accident. I'm not going to say you was purposely doing it. You were.
To me, we're talking about 2009
to
2015, 16. That is the era, if we're talking blog era, if we're talking...
Let's say 20, because all of those guys did something from 2009 to 20.
Chainz got more hits than Meek Mill?
At the early time, from 2009 to 2015, what was playing in the club and...
But the world is more than the club, man.
Wait, are you ready?
The world is more than the club.
That was my point about why Drake and Cole are 1 and 2 over Kendrick. So if we go into what 2 Chainz has done over the last 10 years, let's talk about Wale. Great, he's with Wale Mania. He's gotten into the wrestling game.
Wale's great.
Hold on, and now he's independent. He's great. We have Sean, who has disappeared, did his album with his girlfriend that he won't give a ring to.
You gotta do that sometimes.
But he told you what it was. They got shit to figure out.
But think about it. How many times you heard that line?
I heard it. So then I want to bring in 2 Chainz. Most expensivest. That nigga done deals, did music with not only NBA, not only 2K, not only has a fucking Vice deal that ended up being sold to GQ. He, to me, is what we're seeing with Snoop Dogg.
I see what you're saying.
We're allowing Snoop Dogg to be this great.
Like the anthems.
2 Chainz not only has anthems, but has switched into TV, has switched into hosting, has done all these massive things that have also brought him into the white space. I can't say the same with those other 3 guys you named.
So you're basically encompassing what each one has done as opposed to just the music and the talent.
When we talk about these positions, you have, and it's what I brought up. You can bring up someone who's great at assists, who's great at scoring, who has the scoring title, who has rebounds, who is an all-around player. You know what I mean? That's why you have Defensive Player of the Year. You have 6 Man of the Year. You have MVP. If we're going to talk about this this ranking of people, you have to encompass and include all of their attributes and what they bring to culture, music,
for sure,
and their overall career.
And I hear everything that you're saying, but I think you asked Regi her age a little bit earlier, right?
I did.
And I think I don't want to put it on like an ageism thing because it's really not that. But I think there was a time period where there was a collective of artists, a collective of rappers, and as well as 2 Chainz was doing during that time, he just wasn't in that conversation.
Because he was old as fuck?
Old as fuck.
Yeah.
Maybe not just older. Sometimes like, and you know the thing about you, Mandii? You're well versed, so you understand sports.
Yeah.
2 Chainz, in my opinion, at that time, he's a specialist.
He's Al Horford. Got you.
No, he's a specialist.
Call that nigga Al.
He's a champion. That's what That nigga champion.
Just chilling on the Celtics.
Shout out to my Dominicans, my nigga. Shout out to all my Dominicans. Yo, shout out to Uptown. You know I gotta do it every time I can. But that's the thing. Like 2 Chainz, he's a specialist in my opinion, right? It's specialists. They get put in a category. But when we were talking about that era, it was a certain collective that we were referring to. That Big Sean. Because I think it's also an age thing too. I think it's an age. I think it's a time that they debuted. I think it was the support that they had. So that's why it's a little bit easier for us to look at a Wale, a Big Sean, and a Meek and compare them to the original big 3 as far as a Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole.
I agree, especially with the lyricism. Meek, I know you don't like Meek, Mandii, or I won't say that because I won't say.
I don't know that man.
She seems like she don't.
You don't know the nigga, There was a time they were really heralding his lyricism.
I
remember that. I remember that time. But like, yo, nobody rap better than Meek right now.
Like no hook, like straight. Like
I remember that. Yeah.
By the way, I want to be very clear too, because while we're bringing up J. Cole, there's other people that we didn't mention if we're going to talk about an era. I wanted to go back to the XXL freshman cover. It was J. Cole, Pill, Nipsey Hussle, Wiz Khalifa, OJ the Juice Man, Freddie Gibbs, Big Sean, J. Rock, Fayshawn, and Donis. Some of them niggas we never heard from again.
Yeah, I ain't seen them niggas.
But the fact that if you're also bringing up an era and an ageism of this, for Big Sean and J. Cole to be on that same cover, we did see Nipsey be discussed all the way through. Hold on. But leaving out Wiz is kind of crazy too, because Wiz got more money than a lot of these.
You want to know what's
funny? We could go on for days if we're talking about all the blog era rappers. We were talking about the 3, like
I don't know. To the credit to the people that tap in on the podcast, because there was a lot of people in the YouTube comments who said, "Why didn't y'all mention Wiz?"
Wiz?
A lot of people. So again, we were just talking about these 3, and I just wanted to get your opinion on those 3. But now that we're here, because
Wiz Khalifa could take out.
We're in Atlanta. We're in Atlanta, and there's so many different places that we can go with Atlanta. It's so many different places.
Don't forget your thought. I just want to answer her Nipsey thing. Let's be really honest. We all love Nip in here. They wasn't listening to Crenshaw. They wasn't listening to Slauson Boy. They were not listening to.
He was not super mainstream.
They wasn't listening to the Marathon.
I think the thing with that is too.
I love Nip.
We have to acknowledge a bias.
Yeah.
We are East Coast listeners. West Coast artists don't really get the play over here. But even in the conversation, they were on the same cover. Yeah, they weren't even mentioning Nip in the same convo they was mentioning. Even the 2 Chainz. I'm gonna be honest with you. I love Nip. They weren't mentioning Nip until he passed. Let's be very clear. He was on those MMG projects. He was featured with those guys, but even still, while working with them, they still ain't put him up there until the passing, which is unfortunate.
That's true. Yo, Mandii, I ain't gonna lie. You came into the Lions Den on this episode.
She on time.
These my 2 music.
I love talking music.
When we talk about music, I don't know shit. But that nigga,
he know a little something. He know a little something. You know a little something though.
I know a little something.
He's very he likes what he likes.
I like what I like, but I rely on him a lot. We do. And so be careful when you talk that music shit on this podcast. I want to be very clear.
Maybe no.
I know music. I know niggas don't like me.
She was like, name 5 Meek songs. I was like, okay.
But also the name 5 Meek songs. They weren't hits. They were all expensive.
Mandii, Going Bad has 1 billion plays on Spotify.
Mandii, Going Bad.
What are we doing?
Alex,
Going Bad. Got you.
Alex, Regi, time out. Because I know y'all about to get in y'all bag.
I'm a boss.
But
I'm gonna shut up. Y'all get to hear Regi and Alex speak now.
Mandy, just stay with me.
I'm with you.
Because they're going to go crazy on you.
Still running?
Just stay with me.
All I do with Nicki Minaj.
Come on, 24/7.
Yo, they were fucking. That song doesn't count.
I asked y'all to chill, Alex, Regi. I asked you to chill.
On me with Cardi B.
Alex, chill.
All right, my fault. We talking about music. All right.
These they real music heads.
Love it.
Me and you, we on the same wave. But with that being said, I know for a fact, Mandy got something to say about this. We talking about Atlanta. A lot of people, they go to Atlanta, they migrate. A lot of people's talking about that with Brooklyn this summer. How people are just moving in New York City.
Transplants.
A lot of transplants,
Of
right?
transplants, yeah.
I'm moving back to Atlanta, so. And you got an A hat on right now.
You know what?
There you go.
Shout out
We
to
in
the
tune.
A. We in the building.
Yeah.
But Tyrese, he lives in Atlanta. I don't know if y'all know about this.
What a fucking transition.
I don't know if y'all know about this.
I got that completely wrong.
I thought his house with the Starbucks and the hibachi in the back was in LA.
I don't know. You would know better than me.
That sounds lit.
You be in all these niggas' houses. I
Allegedly.
First off,
I don't.
First off, he's talked about this on social media.
Okay.
I have never
Say that.
ever been to Tyrese's home.
Okay.
Let's be very clear.
I don't know what
he
house
brought
you be
this
in.
on social media.
Okay.
That he had like a hibachi and like a Starbucks in his house or some shit.
For sure.
That's a
Well,
legend.
I
And
know
I thought
right
that
now.
was in LA. Yeah.
I know right now he's based in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Tyrese, and y'all know on this podcast, if you've been listening to the podcast, there's certain names when they speak, we speak.
It's like this is like a Tyrese expertise podcast.
No, we love Tyrese.
So
It's Meek at this point.
Then I also want to shout out to Mason. Mason, he's based in DC. He's one of our producers, social media editors. He came out to the mixer as well. But as soon as he saw Tyrese was on the Breakfast Club with Charlamagne and DJ Envy, he hit the group chat like, y'all gotta talk about this.
Like it was a holiday.
So that's a good point.
No bullshit.
So
No bullshit.
with that being said, y'all, you seen Tyrese lately? You seen what's going on with Tyrese?
I don't want to see Tyrese lately.
No, fix it. No
By the way,
Tyrese slander allowed to hit.
I want to cover myself too.
Fix it.
According to people, Tyrese has spoke about building out a Benihana style restaurant, coffee shop, and nightclub in his backyard. So this is me just reading the blogs. I'm not gonna hold you.
What happened?
Here's the thing, right? I think there's a lot of adults with and so because we're millennials and at one point our parents thought that we would have medication that would be too expensive or that we would never be able to live.
So you never went through a breakup and felt bad about it?
No. Tyrese is beyond that. Tyrese is beyond grief. Tyrese is beyond feeling left out. Tyrese is beyond his ego taking over. And so I want Tyrese to shut the fuck up.
Mandy, do you not? And I mean this sincerely because I really do love you.
Yes.
And we're gonna talk about the other half of you today. But for this portion, I do want to ask you this sincerely. Do you not believe black men?
Whoa.
This nigga's crazy.
Because all he did during the interview was really open up about how hard it's been, his grief. Like, what part of it was that bad?
So my problem was
when he put on the fake hair.
Well, it's not even the fake hair.
I
with him wanting to be more than gay.
SaVon, please. SaVon, please.
It's me.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. We've all accepted that Neo is ethically non-monogamous. So you run. We're cool with Neo having 2 girlfriends now.
Honestly, I know it's a joke.
That was good.
But I'm sorry, SaVon, but you do kind of look like Neo. Like,
I know.
What's going on?
I know. No. You know how it's a running joke?
Damn.
I see it.
I mean, it's a fitted out of fedora.
No, that's not a bad thing. He's handsome. Like, what is like?
Yo, y'all see that? Y'all see the inside of SaVon arm?
Cut my mic. Yo, Alex, go ahead.
Yo, if y'all look in the inside of SaVon's arm, it look like this little
fitted out of fedora.
Yeah. You see how it's a tree with fire and a symbol? I don't know what that symbol means.
Family.
He don't either.
That means family.
All right, y'all go
In
check.
what language? Because I got family on my leg.
There
There's
you go.
3 symbols, nigga.
So, as you listening to this, I want you to go on Google and Google Neo tattoos.
They have matching tattoos, y'all.
Wait. Oh, wow.
That shit twin was good, twin.
And I
Say
had
what's
this
up,
video
babe.
by accident. I found before he got his sleeve, it was just there. And then we met Neo one day, and this motherfucker had it.
matching tats and matching heads is crazy.
I was like, what's going on? Yo, please.
I don't know how Neil got into this conversation.
Yeah, because you want to come for me.
You talking about black men all together.
No. You want to come for me. So I'm not gonna lie. I think that he is like, yes, there's an element of grief. There's an element of going through those things. I think when you package grief of a marriage, which he did, well, also a whole song about not wanting to pay child support.
Facts.
Then
I feel him.
Hold on. Then you have
Wait, what?
Nigga, what?
Shut
You got
nigga, shut
hold on.
up. Who wanna pay that?
Then you couple the grief of Paul Walker.
Yeah.
With,
and his mother.
Well, hold on. No. The grief of Paul Walker with you coming at The Rock because you wanted to keep doing these Fast and Furious films, probably for money purposes or whatever. Like, to me, he's associated grief with all of these other things in which he's shown up so erratically and for personal gain or personal reasons that you're not grieving the loss of these relationships. You're grieving the loss of money, or you're grieving the loss of your control and power over these people.
Right.
That fuck out of here.
Do you want to know why I give him a little bit of grace? I learned out Tyrese doesn't have any vices. He doesn't smoke. He doesn't drink. Those types of people are the deadliest people on earth.
Wow.
You have no release.
It's just him.
It's just you and your thoughts battling. You can't even dilute it with a little hookah.
They be fucking.
You know what I'm saying?
No, he smokes hookah. I think.
Oh, he smokes hookah?
I believe so.
Okay, I can see him.
So.
Okay, I can see him do it.
Can we
talk
talk
vices?
Wait, can we talk about?
You have no escape.
Wait, we talk about vices as liquor, drugs,
alcohol,
sex.
They're fire.
Right. Are there other vices that people can have that overall we don't consider to be vices?
Yeah, I'm sure. Absolutely.
Oh, what do you mean? Oh, no, I was just going to name another vice, like gambling.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a good one.
But then
Yeah,
we
for
do
sure.
consider that as vices, so I don't know.
No, that could be one.
Yeah, if you don't have something that satisfying your running brain.
Yeah.
Damn,
Even
I
just
can
something
see
that's
that.
It could be working.
I put in a FanDuel ticket and an underdog ticket every night for $5 to $200,000. That's a vice.
We out of here
That
soon.
is a vice.
Fucked up vice.
That is an
Hold up.
addiction.
I
Wait,
know
what-
there's a lot of niggas that be doing that too, because I don't know shit about baseball. I bought MLB The Show, and I saw all the niggas that was rated 99 and said, let me put them
You
on
said
my
Juan
ticket.
Soto?
Yeah, Juan Soto. That's
pull
my
up.
nigga. Young
Nah, that nigga
Bucks.
he played for Yankees.
That's a real nigga?
Yes.
Oh.
Yo,
I thought
baby.
she was just saying a Dominican name or
Yo.
something.
He played for the Yankees.
I thought she was being racist.
He played He played
there's some random names.
Juanito.
I thought you was saying Wild Rodriguez. Ooh.
That nigga's nice
That
too.
nigga probably bet
Niggas
too, you know?
Niggas
Yeah, I don't
be
think he in
ill.
the league, but still. But nah, I get what you're saying
Yeah.
about Tyrese.
Yeah, with
And
the
I
vice
understand,
thing, right?
Like the vice thing, they get to see things a little bit clearer. And
Yeah.
I will be going back to the
Too
mixer. Going back to the mixer. My dad and Ish, they kind of hit it off. Like they was vibing a little bit, same age
Similar.
range.
Oh, right,
they got
right.
a similar mindset, killer mindset. You know what I'm saying? Mentality,
Mamba.
Mamba. Them niggas is Mamba for real.
Yeah.
So when my dad went to the bar and Ish went to the bar, Ish doesn't drink.
Yeah, he doesn't.
It's just sober. And Tyrese is sober. Now, again, Need to Know podcast listeners, there is a recurring theme here. I know Alex, he's a little bit prideful about it. And Regi, she's really prideful about it. But we here, we believe in zodiac signs.
I know. No, I was
God,
going
you're
to say that
taking
too
it
because
there?
they're both the same. Yeah.
Tyrese
They're both the same sign.
and Ish are both Capricorns that do not indulge in any
vices.
outside vices. And there should be a study on how they
Has to
both
be.
kind of move a little bit, because I think they're
Yeah.
very clear in what it is that they believe in and what it is that they think and how they move. But in Tyrese's case, he is very consistent with everything that he's been saying, especially when it comes to his ex-wife. Like, there is apparent grief on Tyrese.
Absolutely.
And I get
There
what
is.
you're saying.
And his mother only died 2 years
He
ago.
got a lot going on,
Yeah.
but as somebody, and I never even want to think about this, but as somebody who has never lost a parent, as somebody who has never
Yeah.
even lost a grandparent in that way, like, I can't imagine how that shifts your brain chemistry. You know what I'm saying?
You're different forever.
So I'm gonna give him that grace when it comes to Tyrese, but I understand, like, yeah, he may move a little weird.
And what I learned about
What are your thoughts on Tyrese? Because you've been over there, your face, if y'all watching on YouTube, I've never.
Just like, listen,
I don't think I've seen your face move so much.
I don't know, like, my overall thoughts. I do think, like, he does some crazy shit. But today, like, the news today, like, what triggered him, like, everyone's talking about him crying and stuff. What triggered that was Charlamagne was like, hey, like, have you really, like, had a chance to fully grieve everything that has happened to you? And then it hit him in that moment. That is what caused him to cry and be like, you know what? Like, I'm doing the best I can with what I got right now. Every 24 hours. And as he was talking, I believed him. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think he's crazy for how he acted during the interview today.
Okay.
Why? Do you think he's like, what? Like, do you think he's faking or he's just
not all the way there?
No, I don't think
he's faking, but I think for that question to trigger you, there's a lot of work that he has to do.
Mm-hmm. But
which is why I say I want him off the mics right now.
We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that.
But what if that is his therapy?
Because I can never play
He's
a real
just talking
nigga.
about his pain.
He literally said on that Breakfast Club interview that he made an album that he'd even want to put out. Like, it should have been an album that was just for him.
Now, we be lying, though.
It should have been.
Capricorns, we be lying. We be gaslighting through the truth. I ain't gonna lie.
We know.
No, we be gaslighting through the truth. Hold on.
Question what you talk about.
Gaslighting through the truth. Explain that. Like,
his truth. The truth may be the truth.
Yeah.
But when we put it out into the world, what we doing?
It ain't reality.
You know the Lil Wayne lighter flick? We be gaslighting that motherfucker. But with that being said, he's still a real nigga because how many people, admit this?
I never sold you on fake.
Never.
None of this jewelry on my arm is real.
He took it all off.
Don't love me because of no fucking diamonds.
And he be dead serious.
He's so serious.
It look real as a motherfucker. This shit was $23 on Amazon.
Real nigga. Real nigga.
Look, nothing.
He dead ass.
Hear me out.
I know.
Him?
It don't look fake, right? If you out
That was
here
my favorite
getting
part.
fake vagina.
Yeah, I be got
no
him.
fake jury.
There you go.
Reality is reality.
He's a prophet. He's a prophet.
That's the episode title right there.
That's not Mandy. That's not a prophet.
Come on, how can you hate that?
No, but my favorite
but
part
do the
was
math.
he was like, this is $23 on Amazon, the bracelet. He's like, it don't look fake, right? Right? And no one agreed with him.
Niggas is like, nah, that looked fake. We just letting you
Yeah,
rock.
she was like, that looks fake.
Look fake as shit.
I don't know. That was funny.
It was funny. Hey, shout out to Charlamagne and Lauren LaRosa. When we spoke about Just Hilarious, when they were still interning or auditioning for who was going to take that seat, I remember saying how much I love Lauren LaRosa.
You did, yeah.
Now, I don't want to take from Just Hilarious because I have seen the improvement. It was a readjusting period for Just Hilarious. Yeah. Lauren LaRosa, a lot of people don't know, she was formerly of TMZ.
Yeah, she was.
So her getting up there and getting to the stories and being quick and being witty is light, is easy to her. I'm really enjoying her over there, honestly.
Nah, it's crazy because with the Breakfast Club, everybody listens to so many things, right? It's only right. We got one of the GOATs, in my opinion. One of the GOATs in this podcast and shit. Yeah. Mandii B, Horrible Decisions. You know what I'm saying? I want to know, what podcast are you currently listening to?
Yes. I listen to podcasts.
Okay.
I like people, despite the fact that you may think otherwise. Weekly, despite all of my personal ups and downs and personal relationships with, I do listen to the Joe Budden podcast.
For sure.
I absolutely love what Andrew Schultz and Charlamagne do with the Brilliant Idiots.
They're legends.
Absolute legends. I love right now what Van Lathan and Rachel Lindsay are doing with Higher Learning.
Okay.
They are phenomenal, as well as another man and woman duo, Holding Court, with Ebony K. Williams and Dustin Ross. Phenomenal. They break down like all the legal aspects of pop culture, which I really like. Antoinette, friend of the show, or at least co-host with SaVon over there. I love Around the Way Curls. I will admit, they are probably the only all-woman podcast I listen to.
Wow.
I think Antoinette and Shanti just give me something that I really enjoy listening to. And then, other than that, love Trevor Noah, love Jay Shetty.
Right. How do you have the time to listen to these?
Oh, baby, I clean. I also, hold on, I want to mention Mellow and Marrow, 7 p.m. in Brooklyn.
I was going to mention that one.
My goodness. Did not think that that's what I needed, but as shout out to your shirt today, I have been a Carmelo Anthony fan since I was in middle school, since he was at Syracuse, since he won the ship. When immediately to the Denver Nuggets, and I wore number 15 in middle school and high school.
Oh, you was a hooper?
Oh, and
What you ran? The 1 to 2 to 3 to 4?
So
What you ran?
In middle school, it didn't count. And they had me in the post, and that never made sense. I was like,
they was running you at the 5?
I was a 3. No, I was a 3. I was a 3.
You just been throwing that your whole life.
They had you on the block?
Wait, she been on the post like this whole life.
With the drop step, boom, layup.
Throwing that ass as a virgin, okay? And then when I got to high school, I was the 1 and 2. I always hated being the guard. I would have rather been set up ready to shoot, but they had me bring the ball down the court, beating a press, and hated it. Don't want the pressure because also I always have the ball. So now I look like a ball hog the same way I do on my podcast. But
look at life.
No. So
damn, all your pods, huh?
Crazy.
Some things just never change.
Crazy. So Mellow and Meryl with 7 p.m. in Brooklyn is incredible.
And that's a really big full circle moment for Meryl because one of his AKAs on Bodega Boys was always Bar Mello's Anthony. So now he's like potting with Mello on his own pod. Crazy how life works.
Not only that, he has Victory Light. He has his like. Mello is someone who's incredible. So I do listen to podcasts. I love the evolution of pods and shows and where they go. Co-host Quint, leave, fired, hired.
Dynamic
love
chemistry.
It all. I mean, this show has also had multiple iterations in the past few years. But so I love it.
But we don't acknowledge those.
No, I mean,
yes, we do.
I mean,
SaVon hates when you bring it up.
I mean that's fine. The same way.
But I appreciate it.
It's a part of the story.
It is.
It is, and I will acknowledge those when I want to.
For sure.
I see you.
You feel what I'm saying?
I see you.
But with that being said,
he's like, can we stop?
Nah, I always kind of wonder what some of the top podcasters kind of listen to.
So
it's dope to hear that.
Okay, sorry.
What do you listen to?
So I wanted to bring it up before we get into the news of today because I feel like, you know, in the beginning of this podcast, you guys see like the Joe Budden universe. Like I feel like people are really tapped into that universe. But me, I'm tapped into the Caucasian pod universe. Like really, you guys have no idea. Like this is my time to shine.
Name them.
That's Mandy's people.
Name them.
No, the Basement Yard with Joe Santagato and Frank Alvarez. They sold out Radio City twice.
Okay.
Legends can't do that. Legends can't do that. There's this like Therapist with Jake Shane. I love Josh Peck's podcast. I'm really into the Caucasian pod world. Like I really do this, and I really am Daddy Gang. Shout out to Alex Cooper. Call her daddy. I literally watch her with a lens of like a journalist. She's really, really, really good at what she does, and I think she deserves everything that she's getting. My opinion.
It's funny you mentioned
she deserves everything she's getting.
If they offered it to her, wouldn't you take it?
It is funny that you happen to be a part of what they call
Daddy Gang.
Daddy Gang.
They call it Daddy Gang.
Yes.
Alex, I thought that was our shit.
Nah, nigga.
Wait, y'all are daddies?
SaVon, what the fuck you talking about? SaVon.
Literally, no one has ever called you a
I love
daddy
that
gang.
Pierre adding his last in here. When the fuck did y'all have a daddy gang?
SaVon, you got us sounding crazy. Nobody be calling us daddy.
No one has ever called you guys daddy
Fuck,
gang.
call it daddy gang.
No offense.
Y'all call each other daddy gang?
Nah, none taken.
No funny. I heard somebody.
Hold on now. We done got some daddy now.
Thank you.
Hold on now. Thank you. Well, hold on. Me and my twin over here done got some daddy though.
Wait.
I mean,
Twin? Where have you been?
With that being said, Alex Cooper, right? The host of the Call Her Daddy podcast. She seemingly has struck a $125 million blockbuster deal with SiriusXM. With just that, there's a lot to kind of break down. But $125 million blockbuster deal with SiriusXM, granting them the exclusive advertising and distribution rights to her extremely popular podcast, Call Her Daddy. And I think, honestly, this is the perfect episode for Mandii to kind of be on. The last time Mandii came on, we talked about how her and we love to nerd out about the podcast industry. You know what I'm saying? Like, she actually put this on my radar because I was working my 9 to 5 at a podcast company, HBO, Warner Media, right? So podcasting is just a thing. And Mandii, she sent this to me and she was like, yo, did you see this? Once I saw it, I could not unsee it. $125 million for 3 years.
You didn't say that first. And also, though, it's not only for her Call Her Daddy for distribution and advertisement. When she was over at Spotify, she started a network called the Unwell Network, where she created other shows with TikTokers and other women different shows under her umbrella that now Sirius also has the rights to.
Now, the folks outside of this space, the reason why this is a big deal is because of the number, right? As of recent, podcasters haven't really been receiving that amount, right?
That amount. Hold on. Mad networks have literally either dissolved their podcast divisions or have completely no longer exist. So if I want to put you guys just a little bit up on game with what's been happening. So if we talk about podcasts, we know, right? So Rory and Mal were signed to More Sauce. More Sauce was an Issa Rae network under SiriusXM.
Yeah.
No longer exist. Rory and Mal are no longer with them. No longer even with Sirius. Sirius probably dissolved, I believe, 10 to 15% of their podcast division. Then we have Drink Champs. We have Rap Radar. We have Holding Court. All of those were under Warner. Warner was IRL, completely dissolved. Drink Champs has now gone back to Black Effect Network. Shout out to my Black Effect family. Holding Court is now independent.
Is that what Ebony K?
Rap Radar is now Elliot Wilson's Instagram. And so, shout out to Elliot. I love you.
What up?
However, he's now an employee at Uprocks. He said, okay, so for the landscape in which Black podcasters have existed over the last 3-4 years, we also see what's happened with Revolt. Revolt is where a lot of also our pods had their video distribution deals.
Yeah.
Did he fuck that up? And then if we also want to get into love Gilly and Wallow, love you down. Me and Wallow disagreed on my take on Backfield about the money no longer being there for Black podcasters. Gilly and Wallow have a deal with Barstool, baby. You're in with the white men. You're in with who gave initially Call Her Daddy the check that they got.
Right.
Before they went over to Spotify. And what Gilly and Wallow have been able to do is also monetize their brand outside of needing advertisements and deals through CPM and a network.
They even have their own series now.
They have their own series.
Yeah.
What they do on Instagram is phenomenal. They have Wallow is on panels every fucking other week. What they've each been able to do individually supersedes the average way in which podcasts are making money.
For sure.
$125 million.
Alex Cooper.
For 3 years is
Are
crazy.
y'all surprised?
And the funny thing is, before we even get into
I want to hear Regi's take on this because she's a daddy girl.
Even before we get into like that, right? I want to list the top 10 podcasts in the world from 2023.
Okay.
By what? Just like
What's
views?
This is
US.
the Boardroom.
Yeah.
Boardroom came up with a list.
Got you.
2023, the top 10 podcasts.
So
right?
and these are normally based on not only downloads, but the amount of viewers or listenership that you would get in like 6 weeks. So that's normally the standard.
And I'm gonna run through this really, really quick. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not familiar with every single person on this list. Some of them I've heard of, but everybody, no, not really. Number 1, Joe Rogan.
Of course.
We know Joe Rogan. He's the guy. He's the North Star for this podcast and shit, doing this thing. And again, this is based off of 2023 metrics, right?
Yes.
So we got Joe Rogan. Number 2, we have Call Her Daddy.
Wow.
With Alex Cooper. That was last year.
Does not surprise me.
That doesn't surprise me either.
Doesn't surprise me either. 3, we got the Huberman Lab. Number 4, we have Anything Goes. Number 5, we have On Purpose with Jay Shetty.
I love.
Amazing.
Amazing.
I love his podcast. Phenomenal.
Amazing.
It is.
I got you.
Makes sense.
Number 6, we have Crime Junkie.
Yep.
Not
That makes
surprised at
sense.
all. Crime Junkie, they
Oh,
doing
yeah, they
their
go
thing.
hard.
They're like cereal.
Yeah,
Number
they go
7,
hard.
I was really surprised at, and I do want to talk about them or him a little bit later. I've been on this podcast, and I told y'all, this is where I really resonate with the whites.
Who?
Number 7 is my guy,
Who?
Theo Von.
Theo Von. Should have known.
Theo Von is number 7.
Should have known.
Number 8, we have, the name of this podcast is called Serial Killers.
Okay.
Number 9 is The Diary of a CEO with Stephen Bartlett.
Yep.
And number 10 is TED Talks Daily.
Oh wow. I would say it's not surprising, but of those shows, I would say 3, if not 4 of them, drop multiple times a week. So it makes sense. The average podcast is dropping once a week. like a Joe Rogan is dropping 3-4 times a week.
Easy.
So
4 hours of content.
Also, the Daily is dropping that many times, which, let's be very clear, it is why a Joe Budden also normally ranks in the top 25 normally, because the amount of time he's putting, the frequency is above what the normal podcast is dropping.
You want to know the crazy thing about the Joe Rogan podcast?
Talk to me.
In the last week, he has had 2 people that I never hear talk. The only time I see them is when they are doing like just selling shit. And when I mean selling shit, I mean dropping a movie and saying, go watch my movie. They don't talk at all. The first is Adam Sandler.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler was on the Joe Rogan Experience within the last 2 weeks. Number 2 is Russell Crowe. Right? These are the type of people that Joe Rogan is getting on his podcast. So
that's law-abiding citizen, right?
Is he?
Oh no, is that Liam Neeson?
No, you're thinking of
one of the white men.
You're thinking of the guy from 300.
White names.
Pierre,
I do this shit all the time. I get all the white men.
Pierre, who's law-abiding citizen? The white man on that show. I love him.
He's from 300. Gerard Butler. Yes.
No, that
Gerard
white
Butler.
That's a good white. That's a great white.
That's a great white.
That's a great white.
Great white shark.
And so is Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe.
Okay, yes.
He be with, from what I heard, he be with the black girl.
I'm not surprised by that. What's crazy is I do want to add, if you guys look up 2024, right now I would say over the last 6 months, shout out to D-Ray, Pod Save America is 100% in like the top 10, 15 most listened to, as well as there's now been back and forth with the #1 spot between Joe Rogan and Tucker Carlson.
That is insane.
But it's because we are in an election year.
That makes sense.
So it makes sense.
I love that podcast.
Yeah.
So Mandy.
Wait, Pod Save. You said Pod Save America.
You said Tucker Carlson.
I was about to go, breaking news.
No,
we in election year.
Pod Save America, the hosts, they were a part of the Obama campaign.
And Obama administration.
I love that podcast.
Joe, he just got to stop doing them stand-ups. I seen that shit on Netflix. That shit was trash. That Joe Rogan stand-up, that shit was garbage.
Well, I mean, the fact that Joe Rogan
that shit was garbage.
Literally is the #1 potter making all these millions of dollars, and he hosted fucking Fear Factor.
But see, that's why I asked y'all.
That was the fucking host of Fear Factor. How the fuck did we get here? We are in an assimilation.
But see, that's why I'm not too surprised with the
nigga
call her
had niggas
daddy.
eating fucking bull testicles.
Yeah, I remember.
And laying in roaches and snakes on TV.
I ain't gonna lie, he had me do that shit.
Wait, what?
Who was he?
Who?
I ain't gonna lie, I ate a ball.
You
ate a ball.
You
a ball
ate
of
a
what?
ball.
I ate a ball.
A cow scrotum?
Wait,
it was
who had you eat a ball?
It was ox.
An
Ox scrotum?
not an oxtail, but an ox ball.
So I went to Vegas.
What is that called? Is it called Rocky Mountain Oysters?
No.
Why do y'all know this?
Okay.
What's going on here?
Okay, this is like not
Some white people shit.
What the fuck is going on in here?
I always try to I try to talk about like foods that are well known across the world, and you're like, what? Like, what?
What? Rocky
This is the
Mountain
thing.
oysters?
Yeah.
Wait,
So
what made you eat that?
When I was about 10 years old, that is when the peak of Fear Factor was like in its popularity.
Yeah.
I happened to go to Vegas with my family. My family likes to gamble. So the
By the way,
#1
fuck anyone who brings anyone to Vegas under 18.
See, I didn't know. I was told by my grandparents, hey, we're going to Vegas. All I know is, this is a great city, cool, whatever the case may be, Fear Factor, cool. So I got to Vegas when I was about 10 years old. And as you know, Vegas is all about entertainment. Yeah. So whatever is popping at that time, you can find in Vegas.
Yes.
At that time, for me, it was Fear Factor. So there was a Fear Factor buffet. Now, as black people, we don't fuck with
No.
Yeah, you supposed to know
You
better,
did not
bro.
go to the
Like,
Fear Factor buffet for food.
I can see why it appealed to him as a kid.
What?
Wait, what else was at this buffet besides the balls?
Scrotum.
there was cockroaches. Again.
Oh my god.
We cooked crickets, all the
Venison
shit.
eyeballs. This nigga had the weirdest shit in there.
Nothing was moving. So everything was still, but it was the real thing.
I
So
would hope not.
there was some eyeballs, there was some cockroaches, and there was some scrotum, and there was some dick. For
You
real.
ate dick?
I didn't eat the dick. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
How was it prepared?
Thank you for saying
That's
no.
crazy.
Thank-
It was
Wait.
mad
No,
big.
I only licked on the balls a little bit. Didn't suck the dick though.
Wait, Reggie asked a question. She said,
No, how was it prepared?
Everything looked like it was boiled. It was boiled. It was like
they can at least fry it.
Have you ever boiled? And like for real,
actually now you just showed out as black. They could fried it.
That's how the Rocky Mountain oysters are prepared.
Oh yeah. Have
you ever seen a boiled sausage? It doesn't change color. It just gets cooked.
It's like gray.
Yeah, it's very gray.
It's gray. Oh my, Regi, you be boiling sausages?
No, I just know.
That's a wild question.
I watch a lot of cooking shows.
The sausage, it was like 13 inches. I'm like, I'm not like, that's crazy.
Damn, you a size king?
Wait, hold up.
Oh, you wanted a little smaller?
I'm like, that ain't.
How did you know exactly it was 13?
Or was it not big enough?
Thank you.
Too much, Pierre.
That's crazy. All I know is there was like the ox balls.
That nigga's funny,
what
boy.
do they call ox balls?
Rocky Mountain oysters.
So I like Rocky Road ice cream.
Wait, what? Where are you taking us right now?
So when I saw Rocky Road oysters, I went with that, and it just happened to be balls. But anyway, Joe Rogan.
Not that I'm a producer, but that's the title of this episode.
Yeah,
Rocky Mountain oysters.
Rocky Road oysters.
Yeah, for sure.
With that being said, Joe Rogan, he came from that to where he is today. It's crazy.
He did.
But the last few years, he's been dominant. So when you guys saw the article, I know you guys were going back and forth of her making $125 million. How did y'all feel? Like, were you surprised, or did you have some resentment? What was it?
I don't know. Oh, is it you?
No, girl, this is your podcast. I ain't finna talk. Go ahead, girl.
I don't know. I know it was a huge thing that happened, but when I saw it, I wasn't like super surprised. I was like, it was a matter of time. Like, she has a fucking cult following of girls that want to be like her, that love her content. And under the umbrella that we were talking about, what was the name of it? Her media company?
Daddy Gang?
No, the
Unwell Network.
Unwell Network she has Hot Mess with Alex Earl. That she also has her own cult following. I was just like, to me, I don't know, this makes sense. And like, they were prioritizing paying her. I don't know. I think she could bring them a lot of business.
When I saw it, I knew. Well, I'm lying. The last time she got her money with Barstool, I said to myself internally, Barstool isn't going to cash her out again. I think at that time, they really wanted to satisfy her and meet her needs. I do find it to be interesting for her to work with a Sirius, right? They've been calling radio antiquated, older, nobody's on there, etc. I know she got a lot of young women that listen and tune in. And to see that subscriber base switch and convert over to SiriusXM, not only because I worked there, but it will be interesting to see, because I feel like we should continue to bridge those gaps between things we find to be antiquated and things of that nature.
I mean,
especially with Sirius, like, I'm sorry, not to cut y'all off.
No, go ahead.
There's over like 300-400 stations on Sirius. Most new cars, it already comes with it, so you could go up in there and it doesn't feel as if it's a real task or it's daunting to go find your favorite person.
But this is just like a logistics question, because I don't know if it meant exclusively with Sirius, because I noticed I went on her page, she posted it, so it's like official, she posted an article about it. And someone commented like, oh, like, but will it still be available on Spotify? And she replied yes. So I don't know what's going on.
There's Sirius podcasts that are still available on Google platforms,
so it is
and on
available
Apple.
everywhere?
Yeah, it's not exclusive.
Okay. So I'll say that was, I guess, my surprise.
Yeah. Okay.
So when she left Barstool, she went to Spotify. Spotify, for both Call Her Daddy and Joe Rogan, for at least the first year and a half, they were exclusive. They were on no other DSPs but that. It's kind of what we saw happen with the Bodega Boys, right? When Deezus Samaro went from Vice, which was linear, to Showtime, which was behind a paywall, their visibility sunk. To see that Joe Rogan and Call Her Daddy being exclusive behind only Spotify for X amount of time, eventually then they were opened up to being on all the DSPs. So they were available on the Apples, the Googles, the SoundClouds, everything else after.
Yeah.
It was a bit surprising to me that in the last 4 years, we know the podcast landscape has changed. So for her to be exclusive behind Spotify, build her network, be open then to going to all the DSPs, ending her deal with Spotify. She's been independent for maybe the last year. And then to get a deal that is double what her last deal was. It's impressive to me because the podcast industry has changed. The money that's available, and I hate
the skin color?
Well, no. So I wanted to bring that up. I wanted to take away the black and whiteness of this.
We can't.
Only because, we can't, Mandii. Because guess what name he listed in the top 10?
Joe Rogan.
Not only that. Theo Von was mentioned. I would love for you, if you were listening to this show, to search Theo Von contract. Okay. He went on a full rant about being signed to a network deal where he did not get his money paid out. There's also another podcast right now. And when I say another podcast, it was 2 women, one of Indian descent, one of white descent. The Indian woman had her own podcast that was already when I say super successful, 40 million downloads.
Oh,
the white woman was a journalist as well as a lawyer. They combined together, got a podcast deal with Pod One. They actually went through a lot of different network deals, but they said they pretty much worked for free for 2 years, and at the end was able to scrummage 16% of what they were owed by the network. Now, I've been in deals with Black Effect and Gumball. I've been in deals with minimum guarantees over the last 4 years. I've had friends in really big podcast deals that 4 years ago were great. Right now, are not being offered. So it's not a black and white thing.
But let me be more clear, right? The Joe Budden podcast, black led, right?
Yep.
The biggest in his space, right?
Yep.
I wouldn't put him in the same, because it's not even the same content what him and Joe Rogan do, right? What I'm saying is when it comes to complexion, the people in our space, black and brown people, etc., who are supposed to get the money that those people get, even though they might have the same type of hives, cults, fan bases, the only difference really is, of course, maybe some subscribers, but also that complexion.
It's the same way exactly in like beauty influencers, like that industry. Like they'll be like the most popular black beauty influencer, and then she'll be on the same branch with like a white influencer, and they're getting paid such different things. So this is like across the board as well.
Even though we think we know what X podcast is doing, we would put them in the same hemisphere.
You want to know what the problem is?
What's up?
Us.
Okay, I'm listening.
What you mean by us? Because we talking about a white woman?
No.
I know you go both ways.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Ways we go.
You both ways.
So I want to be very clear too. When we're talking black and white, and we're talking about the disparities amongst what people are paid. In this podcast space, I do believe Call Her Daddy was very much the same content as Horrible Decisions. Once I peeped what their numbers were, it wasn't. Horrible Decisions was independent. We weren't bringing in anywhere near what Call Her Daddy was bringing in under the guise of Barstool. Barstool is an already developed umbrella with massive fucking reach. So where they thought they were owed more, y'all wouldn't have got this listenership without Barstool. Let's be very clear. Secondly, amongst us, and we see it, what do they call it? Pocket watching? Not only are we pocket watching, but there's a lot of lies and disguise on what we're really making and what's really being offered to us. There's also a lot of gatekeeping. And so where, say, an Essence Festival hits us up and they want to lowball what they're willing to pay us, there's us are going to take the crumbs where a white influencer will be like, let me know when you have the budget. So now we're actually setting a lot of the precedent and money for ourselves within this industry, which is why when there's deals, baby, I think I've told him, I said, I'll forward you my contracts and what they offered me because you should be able to get what I get or not. I don't think there's a lot of that. There's not a lot of transparency happening. I remember me and my like, niggas don't like transparency on what's in their pockets, or they want to lie, or they want to conflate, or they want to act like they're making it and they're not. So they're wearing Amazon $23 jewelry to make it seem like they're doing what they're really not doing.
Has Theo Von been transparent?
Theo Von came out and said he didn't get paid.
He was very,
he was transparent. I just asked a question.
White people?
But baby, Alex Card, has she been transparent? The most transparent thing I knew about was her breakup.
Comes out and niggas are mad how vocal Dave Portnoy is. Do you know who's not really clear until they're unhappy? Us.
Nah, but Joe spoke about his disagreements with Spotify.
Yeah, when they didn't want to give him the money he thought he was owed.
Right,
do you think we know what happened with? Do you think though that, I hate to say this, love what you're doing, but also we're so concerned about ourselves in terms of Joe. If you want to bring up Joe, Complex, he didn't get what he wanted, so he sabotaged the possibility of everyone else in that space making money, from the cameraman to the showrunner, to the producer, to all of his other co-hosts. You know where else he did the same too? Where they've actively spoken out about it? Ebony K. Williams and what happened with the Revolt show. Joe didn't get what he wanted. So because you're not giving me what I want, fuck what everyone else is making. There's that.
Is it just what I want, or is it what I am worth and what I deserve? Because that's two different conversations.
You know what that reminds me of? NFTs. Did we not see? NFTs are only valued at what the fuck someone is willing to pay for it.
You know what? Wait. Real quick. Let me not. No, I won't allow you to say that, because when it comes to NFTs, the market can gauge your value with NFTs. When it comes to Joe or anybody that's a content creator, my value is based on how many motherfuckers is tuning in, clicking, and listening.
And not for nothing.
I'm not gonna. That's not a one-on-one.
And we're not trying to toot nobody horn in here.
No.
SaVon and I were in there, and we know what that podcast does.
Let's be very clear.
No bullshit.
I'm still in there. I still see the numbers.
No bullshit.
Which is why. This is why I can't hate Joe.
Right. This ain't about Joe for real.
Fuck the corporation. Yeah. I'm gonna go behind the paywall. That is what this white podcast. I think I sent you it earlier this week as well. I said, listen to this shit. They got fucked by a network. They said, yo, we're going completely behind a paywall. Y'all can listen to us for 25 cents an episode, $1 a month.
Crack 'em.
Either on Patreon or Apple subscription. That lets me know y'all bitches got listeners. Because y'all charging 25 cents.
For sure. You cracking them.
And I forgot the name of it.
That's all we need.
What's the name of it? Rabia and Ellen solved the case.
Rabia and Ellen solved the case.
All right, Rabia.
Please go to. They have a episode. It's about an hour.
Yep.
When I tell you, they bring up the emails. They bring up that one of the networks that offered them a certain amount of money said, "We're filing for bankruptcy. Sue us. You'll never get your money." So this isn't a black and white thing.
Wow. Let me ask you a question or two.
Pierre, please listen to it. I know we want to talk about like the white people are getting more than us. Yeah. It's in a space where the white people have also signed these deals and have not gotten their money, including a Theo Von.
Right. And maybe this is occurring and I'm just not privy to it. I'm sure it is. Maybe a lot of the white creators and podcasters are being more transparent with their counterparts, right? About their deals and things of that nature, because that's basically what you're saying with us over here. We don't want to talk about anything we got going on. What our deal is what our deal is, and we leave it like that. You're saying on that side, they talk amongst each other.
Did you listen to what I sent you?
I did.
Nigga.
Yeah.
They brought up, they did what I did with my half white ass. They brought up names, networks, emails, dates, and read them.
Got you.
And was like, yo, this is what we were offered. Mind you, this is a white podcast. Y'all don't know the numbers. They were offered only $75,000 for 3 episodes a week and had to cover their own production.
Yeah.
A year?
Insane.
Bitch, 3 episodes a week for 48 weeks.
But when you say that, Mandii, right? The reason why that sounds so crazy, because anybody who's working a 9 to 5, I do want to keep that in mind, right?
Let's talk to them.
Because listen, there's a lot of people who just clock in, clock out, go home, they make a certain amount of money, and they're like, oh my God, 75,000, that's a lot of money. But in this instance, the reason why that's so important is because there are people like the Alex Coopers, like the Joe Rogans, who get to cash in on these athletic. Like Carmelo Anthony, we talked about his podcast, right? Melo, one of the greats, top 10, top 15 scorer in NBA history. We got some of these people who worked so hard in their respective careers that didn't even see that on the field or the court that they made it in, right? Like
Shannon Sharp is another example.
Shannon Sharp, another example, right? So when you see some of the people,
Newton, hate to say because he's toxic, but he's doing great too.
Fourth and one.
Some of these people that are getting these type of bags, and to some people it's like, oh, we aren't warranting it, but no, they are, because when you can offer somebody $75,000 for a year, and then you go, not only do you do this, and again, y'all know I work in the podcast industry 24/7. From this pod to any pod that I work with Joe, I work at HBO in the podcast division. I'm seeing it all. From corporate to independent to music to TV to film. I promise you, there's not a ground that I can't cover when it comes to the podcast. It's really not. So when I see these numbers and I'm like, wait, hold up. She gets $125 million, and I know the budget for this podcast happens to be X. It's not. It doesn't add up.
I think Alex Cooper, she has the upper hand in this situation, and that's what they felt that she was worth. I think if you're really tapped into this listenership, you'll see that she has an obsessive fan base, and they wanted that.
Her numbers are crazy.
Like,
it's insane.
Like,
her numbers are crazy. She gets millions. By the way, somebody check on the pulse of Sophia because
I was just about to ask about her.
God damn.
Where's she
I ain't
at?
gonna hold you. Baby, life alert. Y'all better go ahead and call somebody, make sure she good. Cause
that's her former co.
Who is Sophia?
Sophia Franklin is who started Call Her Daddy with Alex Cooper.
Damn.
And while they were with Barstool, mind you, I think their deal was only for like $70,000.
Yeah.
They were bringing in like $500,000 a month into Barstool.
Astronomical numbers.
Somehow a nigga leaked the numbers and they were like, yo, y'all are getting over on us. Sophia was dating some nigga at HBO and was
yo, chill. Easy on that.
Sorry, a white man at HBO. And was like, oh, look, I'm checking that. He wasn't a black man. He was a white man. Still at HBO.
Jesus Christ.
And you can bleep it out. But they were dating and he's like, yo, y'all's value is so much more. Mind you, within contract, told them to kind of like strike. Get more money. You're worth more money. Mm-hmm. The story is that they both agreed they were worth more money. Mm-hmm. They both said, we gonna pause for a little bit. Because this was Sophia's boyfriend, she was heavily aligned with, we owed this money. Apparently Dave pulled Alex to the side. Alex, who, let's be very clear, put in the sweat equity. She was editing audio, editing video, producing. Sophia
you can relate.
I can relate. Sophia was just there for the ride and was like, nah, we deserve more money. But mind you, Alex is doing all the work. Dave saw the star in Alex and was like, first off, y'all are still in contract. So if you bitches don't want to record, I'm going to sue you bitches. Yeah. And if you don't put out an episode, what?
Wait, can I tell you the ill shit about that? Because again, I'm a podcast nurse. I remember when this was happening in real time. Dave was like, wait, he hijacked their RSS feed and uploaded a PSA like, hey guys, so I know these bitches is taking a week off, but
we coming back.
Hold on.
We coming back.
Y'all have to learn this whole story. Literally hijacked their feed and was like, y'all bitches don't want to put nothing out. I'll sue y'all and then you won't have any money for sure. So allegedly, Sophia's sucking the meat off this nigga at HBO. Hold on.
Who's
her boyfriend? On? Hold on. And she's like,
who's sucking dick?
Hold on. No, so this was her boyfriend at the time that was telling her, you deserve so much more money. So in the same time, Alex goes to Dave and is like, bruh, that's her nigga, but I believe we bringing in all this money. We deserve more money. Dave, being a smart nigga he is, he's like, well, bitch, you doing all the work anyways. I think you're the star. It's giving fucking Omarion. It's giving Justin Timberlake. It's giving everything that we've seen in Greece.
He was right.
And so he's like, well, you do everything. Do you really?
Wait, hold on, time out.
Do you really?
I love the fact that your biracial side really came out just now.
It's in and out.
Because you went to B2K to NSYNC real quick.
Here we go.
Shout out to you, man.
Here we go. Do you really need this bitch? I think you're the star. That's crazy. Cut a side deal. Gave her, hey, I just need you to finish out the contract. Because again, at this time, it's $70,000. They're making all this money for Barstool. Yeah. I just need you to finish out the terms. The term finishes, they fucking sell. Barstool, mind you, gets a percentage of a little bit of that. Mm-hmm. But literally, she leaves and goes to Spotify. 3 years, $60 million deal. One of the biggest, right under Joe Rogan at the time, right before the pandemic, or during the pandemic, by herself. Sophia starts her podcast. Good for her. But
she's doing we're not gonna do that. Sophia's doing her thing.
She's doing her thing
for sure.
She ain't doing 60 million. She probably ain't doing 1 million. I ain't gonna hold you.
Damn.
Life alert. Baby, how she get? Check her post.
I'm not gonna lie. Hold up. We all do podcasts collaboratively.
Yeah.
You do horrible decisions. We have the Need to Know podcast. Mm-hmm. If Alex or Regi left this podcast and did 125 million, I'm hating.
Hating.
Hold on. Alex and Regi, I'm gonna tell you
very clear.
Get your money up.
Mandii, right now. I'm gonna be honest.
Don't pocket watch.
Alex, Regi, camera. Yo, if y'all leave this motherfucking podcast,
hey.
and And
I'm taking the money and running.
I could do $500,000 a year, right? That's still really good.
That's amazing.
But if you, nigga, if you do
Reggie.
I don't know, but a couple episodes ago, SaVon was talking about how Kai Cenat's a star, so he should take the money and run. And now he's telling us not to do that.
Get him!
It's a little,
not the callback.
It's giving hypocrite.
Not the callback.
Wait, Reggie, why
That's exactly what you said.
Reggie, why you spun the block like that? Hold on.
Don't do that.
You guys saw the
They
mixer.
shooting outside,
At
y'all.
the mixer, we had trading cards, and then we did a little cute thing. Our skills. My skill was having receipts. So I don't know.
Come on, Twin.
You know what's crazy, Reggie? That's my skill too.
I'm done now. I'm done. This bit is over.
You know what my skill should have been?
What's up?
Not giving a fuck about receipts. Y'all niggas, if you want to get $125 million after this pod,
All right, well, it's like this, bro. Don't let that pussy jam you up, because that's what happened to Sophia. She let that dick jam up.
Yeah.
She got cloudy. Don't let that pussy jam you up.
That didn't only happen to her.
I just feel like this is why, like hearing Mandii tell the story, I feel like this is why, and I knew that, so I feel like Alex Cooper deserves this because, for example, like this past few months, Love Island is the biggest thing on social media in the world, like literally internationally. Every guest only wants to go on. I mean, they've done other podcasts, but their goal podcast is Call Her Daddy. Like Leah, the big girl, like the it girl there, like she wants to go on Call Her Daddy. So Alex Cooper built that like cult following. I feel like she deserves this deal. I'm happy for her.
I want to be also very clear too. There's a lot of people that question. So the content has changed with Call Her Daddy. It's now one-on-one. She interviews people. And I saw someone say she only interviews D-list celebrities. She said Miley Cyrus, Gwyneth Paltrow, fucking
Zayn Malik,
like
Megan Fox,
Drew Barrymore. Like,
She,
the people that she's able to sit with and hold a conversation with, where, yes, if we want to talk about jealousy, I was like, bitch, same shit. We're not getting it because we're black women from horrible decisions to Call Her Daddy.
She also interviewed Offset.
I mean, that is...
Are you good? You alright? You saying that's Cardi B baby daddy? Yo, chill out, bro. What's wrong
you know what's crazy? I love the song with him and Don Toliver.
Me too.
Okay.
Oh my God. I'm like, we all do.
I like that shit too.
Other than that, don't... So random. Other than that, don't play it, nigga.
I love Offset.
You moving to Atlanta.
I'm trying to tell her.
First off...
Now she cool with Slow the Gang.
First off...
She's sanctioned.
Love. First off, there's only like... I ain't even gonna get there.
Don't do that.
Slow down.
What's funny, when we talk about this conversation, right, Mandii, I think you are one of the people that we could really have these talks with because you've had 2 podcasts, one in like the sex culture commentary podcast with Horrible Decisions, and then your former podcast, See the Thing Is, and music commentary, right?
Yeah.
So we're friends and we kick it and we talk it all the time. But one of the things that we don't do as friends is I don't like to talk about business. It's just not a thing.
But we talk about industry.
No, we talk about industry, but I don't talk about your personal business. But when I see Alex Cooper, who is, y'all are in the same lane.
No, we're not.
Legit. You don't think so?
How differently?
Y'all share. You know,
she's white.
I don't want to just say, and you are too.
No.
You forgot that.
No.
But when I said it was crazy.
No.
Your name is Amanda.
Wait.
I don't know.
I'm
No black
bring
Amandas.
this up.
Alex, no breaks.
Where black Amandas at? Wave your hands. Like this post.
First off, it's Mandii.
Black Amandas.
I know a black Amanda.
Secondly, we have to. It reminds me of. We recently on Horrible Decisions. It was our Patreon episode, but we talked about the. Y'all know how they be doing the tiers with the podcasters?
Okay.
I think you started that shit. Not gonna hold you. I think you made that whole thing
I didn't make that
up.
list.
I think you made that whole thing up.
Yeah, wait, time out. Y'all remember the list when there was tiers
no,
of
he found it.
with
He found it
dollars?
somewhere.
I found it.
He
I
found
got it.
He found it.
No,
I
I
got that
swear.
type of time, nigga.
If I find that template in that phone,
Okay, SaVon ain't got that type of time.
Do you think he made
Oh,
it?
no, he got assistants and shit. Yo,
let me find that template in
No,
that
I'm on
laptop.
SaVon's side.
I would never make no
No,
shit like that.
but there's a huge difference in pay disparities as well as box office releases as far as reach when it comes to our culture and our commentary and our shows and what we enjoy to the masses.
This is
like
true.
Me and Weezy just had this debate. I don't think that Gabrielle Union is one of the best actors of our time or our race at all. I think she's.
Oh, you never saw Being Mary Jane.
You never saw Bad Boys 2.
Because we look at us ready.
Y'all ready?
Look at us ready.
Being Mary Jane, ask a white person who knows the only 2 or 3 seasons that existed.
Okay, you're talking about in terms of exposure, not talent.
No, period.
Bring It On is a classic.
She tried to tell me everyone knows about, oh my God, what's the movie with her and fucking LL?
Oh.
Doing it well.
Look at a room full of black people. Deliver Us from Eva.
Yes.
Oh, nah. I started singing a video.
Yeah. So mind you,
well.
where we have our classics, we have our Juices, we have our The Woods, Brothers, we have all of these things that mean so much to our culture.
For sure. The Woods.
Baby don't mean shit. Mind you, we're only 13% of the population in the US of A.
Uh-huh.
Also, hate to bring it out.
Oh,
the Caribbean niggas and the Africans don't even claim us. Our culture. No.
Nah,
I claim you now.
No.
I claim you now. What's the
You have your own culture.
You are my people now. You said what?
Damn, that's crazy.
You that crazy?
Wow.
You that crazy?
We are not gonna do that.
I beg you, better
You see what I
fix
mean?
yourself right now.
God don't conquer.
What's going on here? What's going on here? Are you okay?
We just had even Buju Banton say that fucking Afrobeats does not even give credit back to
he's wrong.
reggae. Hold on. And let's be very clear.
I'm a real Nigerian.
Let's be very clear. Come on, real Nigerian. We had Finance Burner Boy say that African Americans do not have culture.
Mandy,
let's be very clear.
Now you're talking to Mr. Music. You shouldn't have done it. SaVon warned you earlier.
A
lot of people aren't familiar with Burner Boy yeah. If you're familiar with Burner Boy, he's made revolutionary type music before he went mainstream in America. As a matter of fact, his father worked for Fela. If you know who Fela is, he was a revolutionist in Nigeria. Literally had his own compound, ran his own thing. So salute to Buju. I love Buju. I love all of that reggae. I love all of that shit, honestly. Duncan Almighty, all that shit. I'm into that. But he was wrong. He was so wrong.
Thank you.
Because especially when you have dancehall, which is the fun shit, and reggae.
Which is also different.
Mandy. Wait. I tried to warn you.
No. You ain't worried about shit because that's so great that you gave this little historical backdrop for the listeners. However, guess who don't know or care about none of that shit? The white people. So if we're talking about the numbers, and we're talking about how we consume entertainment. No.
The people that pay those people, Mandy, that's what I said about the black and white thing. Isn't that also how they view us? So when I say us being black and white, it's not the fact that we're not as talented. Or we can't cure a fan base.
Said that.
I know you didn't say that. I know. I'm just making the point general. It's because of how they view us and how they decide to pay us.
It's not only that. No, it's not only that.
A big part of it.
Numbers don't lie. I come from an accounting background. Right?
So if numbers don't lie, name me the black podcast that should have been paid like Joe Rogan.
When we even talk about a Joe, Joe, mind you, when we're talking about these podcast deals, we're only talking audio. So Joe, your show is
Rogan.
Joe Budden and Joe Rogan. Okay. Let's be very clear. These deals, like Alex Cooper, are normally for audio only. Because you can do dynamic insertion of ads. They're not counting whatever you do with Patreon.
Right.
They're not counting your touring. They're not counting YouTube.
Yeah.
Right? So when you're looking at just these numbers, I'm sorry. I used to be like, oh my God, she's getting all this money and horrible decisions isn't making this. There's an ROI that is attached to these goddamn deals and numbers. And I'm sorry, in our demo, getting 100,000 a week is a big number. Getting 150 a week is a big number.
It is.
Getting 250 a week is a big number. These motherfuckers are getting 10 million a month, which means they're getting 2.5 million a week.
Yeah,
when
crazy.
I look at the numbers, these numbers are astronomical compared to ours. Yeah. That's just the point blank period. So though we are great in our diaspora, in our demographic, we are them.
But can I add to that?
Are uncomparable.
But don't they look at all those numbers that all the white people do and devalue us?
No.
And how they pay us? Even hold on, I heard you out, right? Yep. Even if it isn't as astronomical as them. Wouldn't you say they look at their numbers and look at us and go, well, we will never be able to pay black people the way we pay them?
No.
That's part, no?
I get that. Hear me out. You are a business. let's just drop this down. We are in a room full of fucking people with businesses.
Facts.
You are in a business. You have someone who comes in who is white and brings in, let's do simple numbers, $1 million a month. I mean, 1 million views a month.
Okay.
1 million views a month.
Okay.
They're white, but they bring in 1 million views a month. We're going to go with smaller numbers here. 1 million views a month. This person is white, but these people are tuning in and I'm getting 1 million views a month. So I know based on how I can sell a CPM, whether at 20 to 25 CPM, I know what my ROI will be on $1 million a month. Fuck the fact that the country is divided into how we are demographically. Again, black people are 13% of the fucking population.
Yes.
So then I have a black pod. They come in and they're like, yo, we're the fucking biggest fucking podcast amongst hip hop black people. Oh my God, we're them. Their views are 400,000 downloads a month.
Okay.
Compared to the million.
Compared to the million.
Yeah.
Okay.
So even though they are the number one podcast in that space and in that demographic within that listenership.
This is my point.
Hold on. No, you're not catching me here.
I'm listening.
As a business, I'm only fucking concerned about an ROI. I'm going to pay someone the money that they are valued at to make sure that I get money. I ain't gonna hold you.
Who's valuing them? Who's valuing them?
Hold on. First off,
that's what my argument is based on.
But there's numbers in how we sell ads. I meant dynamic insertion, host read, all these things.
That's a fact.
I'm going to pay you, which is what me and Weezy have argued a lot with Horrible.
Yeah.
We believe we're valued at a much we should be getting more.
I think so too.
I agree.
When I see Alex Cooper getting what she's getting, I think y'all should be triple X.
Unfortunately, we have whore in our name, and advertisers don't want to touch us with a 10-foot pole. So we have to fucking go on tour, have a Patreon, and do all these things to make money. So when a Car Daddy or a Joe Rogan or all these people can bring in this much money, you have to realize that as a business, you want an ROI. I don't want to just give money away because someone's so great.
But that's not what I'm saying, Mandy. What I'm saying is the amount that they're distributing, right? Let me be very clear in what I'm saying. They're always going to cash out black creators and they're always going to cash out. That's exactly. They're going to cash out the black creators less, but they're always going to give the money to the white people. What I'm saying is the amount. Like when we look at the astronomical amount of 125 million. Yeah, unfortunately, it is because of this. Like you said, we don't pick up much of the population for this country. Unfortunately, a company, a business, they look at these logistics and statistics as well. And value black voices at a certain number.
It's that they value the black voice. I ain't gonna hold you as a business because I understand numbers, statistics, and all that shit. You gonna get what you're valued at to make sure I can make money.
You know what I loved? I fucking love that you said that, right? Yeah. Over the past week, there was a conversation and a debate between DJ Vlad and Marlon Wayans, right? Oh. And the and I didn't even mean to segue, but the language that she used to say what she just said made me think about. Vlad. All right, yes, I like that. Like, it's been documented on this podcast. I listen to Vlad's interviews. I think he definitely serves a purpose.
He about to crack your muffin.
I don't know what I'm about to do.
He about to crack him up and keep talking.
Two things can be true.
That's a fact.
And I agree with what he's about to say, actually.
And so in this ecosystem of value, right? Because DJ Vlad and Marlon Wayans, they got into it, whatever the case may be.
Let the listeners know.
It was Ari Spears, comedian, great guy, cool. From what I've seen, his commentary,
Not really.
his commentary.
He don't look like a great guy.
You said he's great?
When I say great guy,
I'm tight here, Aries.
When I say great guy, I mean commentary. I don't know him personally. I'm just saying his commentary and his content, it travels. His career.
He caught up with the shit with
Lizzo. Oh, I thought it was Lizzo.
That was
too,
him.
Right?
That was him.
He got all, he out here.
Some weird shit, taping kids, some weird shit.
Listen,
Thank you.
Weird shit going on.
I don't know them personally. I'm talking about from a content perspective. I think he has very unique opinions, but whatever the case may be, Vlad and Aries, they had a podcast or an episode of Vlad. Is Vlad a podcast?
Yes.
Is he?
I thought it was
Is it audio?
I think there's
Is
an
he on
audio.
audio?
I think there's an
Is he?
audio.
I don't know.
Because that's what
So I know he makes probably majority of his money from YouTube.
He's a content creator.
Yeah,
Needless
I do
to say,
wanna-
they linked up, and during that interview, Vlad mentioned that he had a gripe with Marlon Wayans. Now, there's a few people that I get really defensive over when I hear their names, right? I'm going to give you 3. Y'all already know, if y'all are familiar with
He's
the
on
Need to
there.
Know
He's on
podcast.
audio. Vlad is
He's
on
on audio.
Vlad is on
Yeah,
audio.
okay. All right.
He
So he's
is?
a pod.
All right, podcast.
He's a pod, okay.
Shout out to Vlad.
Salute.
There's 3 names that, till the day that I die, I will defend. 1, Jim Carrey, Need to Know podcast. Y'all know how I feel about Jim Carrey. 2,
Neo.
no.
Don't say no.
No, that's not who I'm referring to.
You
2,
defend that nigga.
Martin Lawrence. Anybody who says anything
When you
negative
started
about
to-
Martin,
when you
I've
started-
always been on that Martin side.
Yeah, you have.
Remember, you was disrespecting Martin versus Jamie
No,
Foxx.
I just said the Jamie Foxx show was better.
But it's not. But
But you defend him and his clone? Okay, go ahead.
2 for me would be Martin Lawrence, and 3 would be anybody with the last name Wayans. So when Vlad says, I don't think Marlon Wayans is worth $40,000,
You would defend Sean?
I would defend anybody with the
he
last
was
name
good looking,
Wayans.
but was he ever that great?
What was wrong
He
with
was a
Sean?
good looking guy.
What was wrong with
You
Sean?
could have just let him get it
funny.
off.
Yeah, you laughing mad hard.
Nah, because why y'all laughing at my man Sean? What's
Because
wrong? Sean
we
was
know
good at the show.
Sean was good looking, but he was never that funny, never that great.
We're not doing that.
We're not-
I
no,
won't do that.
He was playing a character.
No,
It's his
that was
character.
wrong
Like,
for
Nah, that nigga was just good looking. He was never
Y'all
great.
trying to say he was slow? He wasn't slow.
No, I'm not talking about Marlon. I'm talking about Sean. Sean was. He should have just been a model for Abercrombie.
We're not doing that. Because Sean is a legend too.
He shined in white chicks. He shined.
There's no Marlon without Sean. We're not doing that.
He shined in white chicks.
We're not
Continue,
doing-
SaVon.
Sean was
Continue,
beautiful.
brother, SaVon.
Anybody with the last
Continue,
name
brother.
Wayans, I am going to
We ain't
get
gonna do
defensive.
that. Y'all laughing mad hard.
I'm
Keep going,
gonna
twin.
get
My fault.
defensive.
These niggas laughing hard as hell.
Sean? Okay, keep going.
And so when I seen DJ Vlad versus Marlon, and it was just one line. And again, y'all know I have no problem admitting this. I've paid for Vlad's membership.
Oh yeah, you said it
Because
last
I
week.
like to see his interviews in full. I
Now
don't.
that you're supporting the whites.
I don't like to
That's
be.
crazy.
Yeah,
He support you.
I support you every week.
Y'all not finna do that.
You my man. You be forgetting.
Mandy,
When you come on this podcast,
Mandy,
we
yo.
are gonna remind you
Bro, I'm biracial.
that you are white.
We not finna do that.
so that means
But
we
it's
just
good
gotta
though.
have support.
Your people
man.
eat oxtail and shit. It's
But
good.
when I say her
What you
name,
say,
I
bro?
gotta get the loogie out.
You better stop you right now.
White. But no, like there's certain people that I my antennas go up. So with Marlon Wayans, when I see Marlon versus DJ Vlad, and again, I don't want to go into like the specifics, but the one thing that rubbed me wrong when it came to Vlad and Marlon is that Vlad felt like he could determine what Marlon Wayans' value was based on a certain amount of viewership, a certain amount of numbers, a certain amount of ROI, right?
Yes.
Return on investment. And some people are just not in that sphere. And I think if you have the last name Wayans and you come from the Sean, the Damons, the Keenans, the Marlons, the Kimberlys, when you come from those 5 names, don't talk to me about no fucking value, nigga, because $40,000 don't mean nothing to me.
Yeah,
Now-
because like how would Vlad, like he wouldn't know.
You and not and maybe you think you know, and that's
Right,
the thing. You
right.
think you know
And
The
because
value, like the value.
Vlad, who is a white male, right?
like the cultural value.
That's what I mean.
Because to
Now
like,
we disagree with
hold on.
all three of y'all.
No, because wait, but
Wait, he's
because
not white?
I actually do think this is like a good example
not?
to compare with it. No, because
Yeah.
how DJ Vlad was defending his point, like, oh, you're not even worth 40K. He pulled up a screenshot of like, yo, an interview with you only gets this amount of views. You're not worth 40K. I'm like
like how
but
a
that's
company would.
no, but like, do you understand like his cultural value, like overall, is
And
what we're saying.
and
So
his-
understood cultural value. DJ Vlad, Pierre,
Yeah.
go ahead and say what you were
No,
gonna say.
I was just gonna say he's coming from a TV standpoint. Vlad is YouTube, and like it's 2 very different.
I was gonna say
understandings.
that Pierre. I'm leaning with Pierre. If again you're looking at numbers, there's people that just want to sit with people because yay, I sat with them. There's bitches that'll suck a dick for a guy just to say, oh my god, I slept with him and get nothing else out of it, right?
where's she at?
There's a lot of them.
I knew you was gonna look.
But-
I knew you was gonna look.
You feel me? I gotta add in that little tidbit. But then in terms of ROI for us,
Yep.
let's be very clear.
Yeah, let's be clear.
If y'all want Dr. Umar on here, I heard he going for 1,500. So
No, he not.
Wait, what?
that's what I hear.
All right, Umar, slide,
But-
gang.
but-
Yo, Umar, pull
But
up, bro.
no.
But you put him.
Umar,
I mean,
Umar.
but if you put him on a
I'm playing.
show where again maybe you're behind a paywall, maybe you're monetizing YouTube. To me, every view has a dollar amount. If Marlon Wayans has only 300K views on all of his podcast, radio interviews, and I make my money on YouTube, and I'm paying you based on what I know my projected revenue is on YouTube, and you're not able to make me my 40K back, because let's be very clear. You know who has come out and said they get $30,000 every time they sit down with Vlad? Boosie. Because Boosie gets millions of fucking views. Yeah. Now, do we think that Boosie has a fucking $30,000 price tag? No, because he's not what we determine to be black, legendary names, but he's bringing the money back to Vlad. So I'm not mad at Vlad being like, yo, you wanted a $40 price tag? I'm not paying you because I'm not going to make my ROI, but I'm also not mad at Marlon being like,
Facts.
Yo, my nigga, if you want me, it's 40K. If I sit here and a nigga want to spend time with me and I say, yo, it's this much money, and he's like, yeah, nah, bitch, someone gonna pay me my rate when we go on tour. There's venues that offer us certain rates out the gate. Bro, if we making 20 bands in a venue here and you only want to offer us 12, we just not coming to that city.
All I'm highlighting is the correlation between how certain white people do view people.
It's not that I think he viewed him as. My problem is him questioning his sexuality. And then making it seem like, Marlon, come out and come out that you're gay on my show, and then maybe it'll be worth it.
He said that? That's weirdo shit. What's good with you, nigga?
He said that.
That's weirdo shit.
We gonna talk about topics. I need you to get the full scope of what the dynamic is.
That's weirdo
Vlad
shit.
then taunted him and was like, if you feel like you worth 40K, come out the closet on my show.
That is insane.
And because you've been dressing as a woman half of your career, and he taunted him with his sexuality, which I'm never for.
Yo,
that made Vlad a loser.
Unsubscribe, SaVon.
You're a loser.
That made Vlad a loser to me.
You're a loser.
Not the fact that he devalued Marlon
Niggas be
Wayans,
losers,
but that
bro.
he taunted him with his sexuality
that's weird.
in a space where we've been talking about black men wearing dresses in Hollywood and what that means. That to me was my problem with Vlad.
Okay.
That's one of the instances where I truly see and it's so funny because we try, and on this podcast for sure, we try not to make things about color and race and all this kind of
sexuality,
things. But there's one of those things you can't really ignore. And so when I listen to a Vlad and I say, or I hear him say yo, this is Marlon's value. This is what he's determined, right? And I get it. Maybe he's coming from an analytical standpoint where he thinks, okay, if you come on my pod, a ROI standpoint, I may not be able to make this. But then I also think there is a cultural cachet. I also think there is a respect, right? No matter what you think, right? And I love Boosie. I fucking how many times have I come on this podcast and I said, yo, we gotta play a Boosie kill. I know his impact. My brother, right? My brother, he lived in Alabama for a few years, and 1 year he came up to me and he said Boosie was his favorite rapper. And I looked at him like he's nuts, right? Because I grew up in New York. For sure. So I just say that to say I understand the impact of a Boosie. I get what he is. But then in the grand scheme of life, I understand what not just the last name of Wayans is, but I understand what a Marlon Wayans is. And I understand what his career is, what he's been able to do from the 90s until now with that type of consistency, work ethic, and evolution into a stand-up career. I also understand that. And I think that is the missing piece with a Vlad, right?
Right.
When you hear a person of that caliber of a Marlon Wayans say, hey, yo, my price is $40,000, and you laugh at it as if you don't understand what it is, who he is, right? His name, his namesake, his launching pad, his brother, his legacy, whatever it is that you want to call it, has launched the careers of, again, callback, a Jim Carrey, a Jamie Foxx, a Jennifer Lopez, the Wayans in its inception. I don't know about y'all. I just tapped into the Tommy Davidson Breakfast Club, right? Did y'all see when Tommy Davidson, he brought his man up and his man was talking about making niggas come? Yeah. Y'all saw that?
1, 2, 3.
You saw that? Wildin'. You seen when his man was like, I gotta make the niggas come 5 times 6.
He did.
You saw that?
He was like, yo, sometimes men come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, then they come again. I was like, yo. Charlamagne had to check him on the coming. But even as somebody like a Tommy Davidson, right? Like a David Allen Greer, like these are legendary people, legendary names. Yeah, they were talking about
from the Marlon Wayans. So again, real quick, Mandy, before you go, I understand from a business ROI,
For sure,
I'm a guy, I'm a
than
businessman kind of perspective. But like Alex said, there's more than that. When my name and my history is what it is.
That cachet isn't enough for you?
You can't tell me what my value is based on some motherfucking views, nigga. Do you know who the fuck I am as Marlon Wayans?
Off camera, shout out to Pierre. Pierre acknowledges that he is him in film and Hollywood.
In life.
Hold on. We were just talking, you brought up Kai Cenat going off. So we are in a different era of how we are making money and consume content.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but the same way the Netflix specials are selling differently than the stand-up comedy runs, what we were seeing fucking Monique argue with, because she felt like she was legendary. I've done all this work. I deserve this much pay.
She ain't no Wayans.
No. I get that.
She ain't no Marlon Wayans.
I get that.
Please.
And I love Monique, but she ain't no motherfucking Wayans.
I love me some
She ain't none of them.
I would love to know all of these people's pays compared to what we're seeing. Kai Cenat is making multi-millions a month off what he's doing.
I fucked up with Kai last week.
Joe is making
for sure
millions a month off what he's doing.
Okay.
We have Alex Cooper, who is not at all. Nigga, do you know their podcast came out in 2016? 2017?
Wow.
No, wait, I'm lying. I came out 2017. Car Daddy 2018. Please look it up.
Okay.
That was 6 years ago. She just signed a $125 million fucking dollar deal. I'm sorry, at this point, our legends cannot compete with digital media and what the price of certain things are. The same way we're now seeing 50 going on tour. Bad Boy went on tour a couple years ago. The Lox is currently on tour. LL. I guarantee what they're making in these venues. Wayne just went on tour and wasn't arenas. I will say what these legends that we consider them to be are making now are not what they were making because of inflation, because of how we consume content and what the ticket price is nowadays. And we have to consider that.
But the right date, 2018.
2018, right?
Yeah.
2018.
But the thing...
Nigga, I said 3 years before that, but yeah, 2018.
The thing that I will counter that with is there's a certain cachet that you have. And I understand everything that you're saying. I get it. They're a 1 + 1 = 2 factor. But then there's also a multiplication factor, right? Everything times 0, in my opinion, it don't make, in Terrence Howard's opinion, it don't make sense. Some things just don't make sense.
They said that nigga was wrong, by the way. We talk about that later.
Terrence Howard is crazy.
They said that nigga was wrong.
I don't give a fuck what they say. But
so what?
Nigga, why are you talking about the whites?
One scientist said he was wrong.
Nah, Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I don't know. They went back
Neil deGrasse Tyson is black.
No.
No, he said Neil deGrasse Tyson basically came out and said that he was wrong.
I thought there was a white scientist that went back to Joe Rogan.
He did.
That's what I'm saying.
Unfortunately, that's the problem. You make a good sentence, niggas think it's fact.
It's black and, but my thing is like some things just can't be judged on a certain scale, and impact is one of those things. I think when we see somebody, and again, we got my music people in here. There's an NBA young boy. He's not the most marketable. No. He's not the people that you see on billboards. He's not the people that you see headlining a BET or a Grammy Awards. But he's one of the people who
he's on house arrest and locked up now.
Even before he was on that. You never seen him in a mainstream space, right? From a mainstream perspective, I saw DaBaby more than I saw an NBA YoungBoy. From a mainstream perspective.
Yeah.
That's what I saw. But the impact tells me, oh, that nigga NBA Youngboy, he's moving units. He's keeping the lights on. So there's some things that you can't gauge just based on numbers. And I think when you have a certain cachet and a certain name and a certain equity in a space for this amount of time, like a Wayans, yes, I could list you my number and I don't give a fuck what your YouTube is telling me, nigga. Yeah. This is my number. And for you to try to diminish that, it just turned me off from Vlad. And again, I'm a fan of Vlad's content. I do think Academics has said this on one of his streams, and I want to give him this credit because the thing with Vlad's platform is Vlad is not the draw. Right? Vlad does amazing. He does amazing. Yeah, we don't see you on camera. Right. And that plays a big part in your placement in this space. When we have the complex listed and all those things, right? Like that plays a part. We don't see you. I didn't know what Vlad looked like for like 15 years of your career.
No bullshit.
Until
sometimes when at work we have to write articles about him, we have to pull his Gettys. It's always a jump scare.
It's yo chill.
I don't know because I forget.
It's crazy.
Because I forget what he looks like.
It's just one of those.
He looks like a serial killer.
Start twitching.
I literally don't know what he looks like. Every time I'm around, I'm like, who the fuck is this?
Shit.
Sharpshooter.
Stop this, please.
This nigga was Kevin Durant. Hold on.
No.
That ain't the sharpshooter she talking about.
Yeah, she talking about.
When you say sharpshooter, KD.
She's talking about the old school.
I'm talking about the nigga that tried to assassinate Trump.
I'm talking about that nigga. I'm talking about that nigga.
Damn.
All right, she's talking about that one.
This is getting chaotic.
What a nigga like Vlad is. Although your name is the brand,
we're here,
right?
We've been here.
Vlad is not the apparent brand of his quote unquote brand.
No,
like we don't tune in to see you. We don't tune in to kind of hear you in that way. Yeah. Like I appreciate what it is you provide in this ecosystem of content with your research, with your questioning, with those kind of things. But there's also a code of ethics that I think you violated when it comes to pay for play.
How can you say that?
How can you
I'm not
saying it's wrong.
No, but how can you say that when you know we're not tuning in for him, we're tuning in to his guest?
For sure.
If he's basing what he pays his guests on, because he's come out and said, I pay these niggas for interviews.
For sure, yeah.
Most podcasters, let's be very clear, if niggas is out here charging you to come on their podcast, cap, don't go on it. That's not normally how this works. Vlad has been very transparent that he pays for the people that come onto his podcast because he makes money off of their interviews, not him. So I think he's an outlier in you saying, I can't value you at an ROI when he makes his money based on what that interview and that person will bring to his platform.
You got to use your discretion in that point.
Okay.
In my opinion. And again,
he did.
Clearly,
he did. Tell me you gay and I'll pay you that for it.
He did. And that was based on his bottom line.
Right.
I think that's based. I think that's based on his bottom line. But the reason why, and again, Alex, I'll let you go. But the reason why I'm gonna challenge this in particular instance is because that is Marlon Wayans. Like, and maybe it's my personal bias to the Wayans family, to Keenan, to Damon, to Sean, to Marlon. Like maybe all of them. See, we're not gonna do it. We're not gonna act like he wasn't doing a scary movie one, scary movie two, Wayans Bros. Like, but you're not gonna do that.
No, he was a sex symbol. What did you have to say?
Oh, just a full circle moment. Like the same way Vlad would come to a Marlon Wayans. I think that's how a lot of companies unfortunately come to black creators. That's right.
A good point.
But nigga, you want to be in the culture. You get mad when BET don't put you as the number one. Are you the biggest platform?
But these
you get mad when the Grammys and all these other people don't say, yo, you are included in this. So if you're going to be included in this, treat it like that. Nigga, Marlon Wayans is a fucking legend.
What I'm saying is these companies also want to be included. Right? It's kind of how like Leo Cohen got involved with YouTube Music, right? Like they're always going to find a way to want to be included in that mix, in that culture, in that set. So to you, Mandii, what I'm saying is unfortunately, that is how they view some of us. We being Marlon like, yo, we lit. We got a fan base. We have a listenership, we have a reach, and then they coming back to tell us, yo, I ain't gonna lie, but you don't do what X, Y, and Z do. So this is why I pay X, Y, and Z and why I can't pay you. That's it.
Okay.
And I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, facts.
I'm not mad at that.
You talking shit. Oh yeah, all right. This is the last topic, I promise. It's late up in here. Mandii, last time you was in here, we briefly discussed Drake. Every time we discuss Drake in here, it's always a great conversation. As of recently as today, 100 Gigs, which was like the 3-pack that he put out, and it wasn't just a 3-pack, it was a bunch of footage, right? Hours and hours of footage. It just depicted just scenes and scenarios from over the past years, maybe some studio sessions, some sets of music videos, etc. Long story short, he finally released the 3-pack, which had features from Lotto, 21 Savage, and Young Thug. And we were all of us, well, most people were kind of looking for where it was going to land on Billboard's Top 100, right? Now, I do want to preface this and say that he leaked it. So a lot of people did download the song already, which potentially would have taken away from some streams and things of that nature. But I wanted to know how you guys felt about where these songs landed. Because, to be honest with you, I'm not really used to seeing Drake at these numbers, especially like when he puts out music. Even if it's a freebie, I at least think the songs are going to end up somewhere in the top 20. We'll be in and out of here. Now, the song with 21 Savage and Young Thug, I think that one is called On Me, right? That ranked the highest at number 28. Behind that, which confused me, the Blue, Green, Red. I like that record a lot. That's the Mind Them record.
That's my favorite one.
He always plays it during sound check.
You played it just now. I love that record. Real talk. I think he kind of caught a pocket with that.
I want to be a Mandem.
I want to be a Mandem.
I do, low key.
Oh God, don't say
I wish I had that shit in me. Like I wish I could go get it off.
So American.
But I really thought that record was going to perform well, right?
Okay.
To see it debut at 63 was a bit surprising to me. And Lotto, who just put out a phenomenal album, we raved about it last week.
I love her album.
The record with Lotto debuted at 85. How do we feel about these landings? Is it because he already released the 100 gigs, so that's kind of what took the hit? Yeah, where you at with it, Regi?
It didn't, he didn't release it. It didn't feel like a real release. Like, it was just like, oh, I think we mentioned this when we talked about it. Like, like here, if you guys want to listen to it. Like, it was very, like, casual, and we were like, is this official or not? Is this a leak? Or is this even on DSPs? So I feel like when people first consumed it, it didn't really count towards the chart numbers. I feel like that's why they landed where they did.
Really?
Because everybody did hear them though.
Mandii, you're big on Drake. Where do you think some of these records?
Whoa, calm down.
What you mean? We're all big on Drake.
He's big on Drake.
I hate his selfies and his.
Wait, time out. Hold up. Yo, production crew, mark this. You fuck Drake?
Never.
What the fuck is going on here?
I told her to mark it.
That's a good question.
I've never.
That's a good question.
What's going on here?
My tribe, he is not.
Okay. The biracial, bisexual,
I hate this nigga.
Wow.
Shit. The bi connection. Know what I mean?
Just buy, fuck it, right?
Buy everything.
Sorry, he's a little delirious.
That's crazy. So no, never.
She said no. Okay.
Never.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Never. That is not where me and M4 become Eskimo sisters. But
Another shot.
So, to me, first off, hop off this nigga's dick.
Who's she talking to?
What were we even doing?
Hop off this nigga's dick because we are literally talking about records that
I love me.
were released on a fucking website. Records that were released without the label knowing, that then later asked Drake to take them down, then later added them motherfuckers to DSPs, which by the time all this shit happened, finally they were in our fucking phones, and they made some bullshit numbers. We know these niggas pay for their numbers anyways. We done talked about this shit. Why the fuck do we give a fuck? This nigga say, here you go, here's some free fucking songs.
Yo.
It's an EP, it's not an album. They're not releases. They're not singles.
Yeah.
They're not something that he planned to chart, I don't think.
Probably some filler records, right? Trying to get a feel for things.
Bro, let's be very clear. He gave us all this content of how he made music. He put it on a website. I don't know if y'all saw. Champagne Poppy deactivated. He's going straight off plot twist. He's on a whole burner account right now. Champagne Poppy don't even exist right now. He done deactivated it.
Is that why Lil Yachty unfollowed it?
You know what? What's crazy? I will say, shout out to me and Drake. I think
shout out to me and Drake. Like she did the album "What a Time to Be Alive." Yo, shout out to me and Drake.
You know what's crazy? When I say shout out to me and Drake is because Yachty is the only boyfriend I'm confused by. All the other ones aligned, we got the same type.
Oh my
Odell,
God,
fine.
It's not his boyfriend.
All
Them
of
his
Drake's
friends.
niggas been fine. I don't
Them
give a
his
fuck.
friends.
Yachty the only one that confuses me. He brings his meals, his beats, his song, his writing must be great. Like, you know when a nigga really be fucking with an ugly bitch and you like, yo, I don't get why he be fucking with that bitch.
Whole time.
That's a good one.
Whole time she got that.
That's Yachty.
Time out.
Yachty.
That was a great analogy.
It was. Bro,
I got it.
Whole time you don't know she got a throat on her.
bro, none of us know why
All right.
Drake and Yachty have had this relationship because it doesn't align with his type. Odell, his type. If we want to really talk about it.
Those are his friends. I mean his type.
Heard you. So,
Drewski.
Them his friends.
He does love Drewski.
Them his friends, man. That's the nigga friends.
Drewski,
Now y'all know Drake don't got no more friends, man. Everybody beefing with the nigga. He don't got no more friends. Them his friends.
We not finna do that.
Drewski like Big Odell.
We not finna do that.
Alright.
We
I'm outta here.
know who Drake's partners have been.
I don't
know who his partners have been.
Okay, so if you don't
put me in that.
You brought up Yachty. I'm following him. He's the outlier.
Okay. I don't know.
Don't know how
I
you
really
made
don't.
it for so long. So if we really talk about
Don't do that.
what?
She's so shady.
We like Drake, I think.
No,
Now we like
You like Drake?
me and Drake got the same type. I love Drake.
Me and Regi got the same type.
Stop saying you got the same type as Drake.
Nah, his bitches and his niggas, we align.
Okay.
What's the problem?
Yo, bro. Yo.
Okay,
She came
maybe he's not bisexual.
What the fuck is
clear
going
this up.
I have
on
no
in here?
idea.
What the,
Maybe.
I said 100 gigs.
All I know
I just
is
wanted to know how you felt about where they were placed on the Billboard Top 100. We're used to see him in the top 20,
a few of them
the
gigs
top
was
10.
dicks. That's all I'm saying. But I love 100 gigs. I love what he did. I love.
Sorry,
You said
keep
what?
going. Nah, keep
You said
going.
what?
Nah,
That
it was
nigga
Tyrese. Tyrese came back strong.
Not Tyrese coming
My
back.
fault.
He's not Drake's type. To me, us being hung up on these numbers on Billboard, when we've known that this whole industry is politics, this whole industry is payola, who's paying what, who's doing what. Numbers mean so much. The award system means so much. Drake has superseded the award system. I don't think he cares as much anymore. He's on the Beyonce, Jay-Z. I don't even have to show up to these systems anymore.
Mandy, I will say he always reminds us how he be killing his competition on the charts in life with songs, with hits.
You know why?
That is. Just let me finish this real quick. That has kind of been his whole MO. When he get into that Mandii back and he starts sneak dissing all the ops. And you niggas can't sell anything. Like he get into that.
It's always about the numbers.
It's always about the numbers for him. So if anything, it's not me. I'm just putting his feet to the fire now. Like, yo, bro, use Mr. Number Guy. That's all I'm saying. And I fuck with Drake.
I love you saying that.
I bet.
Because guess what?
What's up, twin?
He's still him.
No, that don't take from it. I'm just saying, like, post the whole thing with Kendrick. That was some of the best music I probably heard from Drake, along with the Super Soak song, which is slated to be.
I'm so glad you said that.
Oh, come on.
I ain't gonna hold you.
Because
The Gordo shit was way fire.
I like the Gordo shit. So I forgot about the Gordo
But
shit.
when this comes out,
This is better than the Gordo joint. It's playing it close. What he said? SOD. Super Soak. Ho. Before. I ain't gonna judge you.
this shit is hard. Have you heard this? You ain't like this?
Had the pyramids tonight. He got one here.
Facts.
See, one thing about me, I call it straight. He got one here. Look. It means inside. Yeah. Woo.
This is the one with Yachty.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, apparently he took Yachty off.
On the real version. He's
Right,
off.
but this is also the one that he leaked without getting clearance from. So he doesn't have one.
No. Hot Spot cleaned it up.
No, but
Mr. Hot Spot.
Cool.
Yeah.
But business was bad.
Oh, for sure.
So
absolutely.
If we talk about Call Her Daddy and Sophia and what happened, if we talk about what really happened in the back end of why I left certain people or why they're no longer with networks. Yeah. When business is bad, you can't count those as fucking wins.
Nah.
You just cannot.
I agree with that.
They leaked the fucking record.
I agree with that.
That even though it was hot, even though it was fire, guess what? We have to download it. People have to go get it on YouTube. We can't even get it on our fucking phones. Not through Apple, not through Spotify, because it wasn't cleared.
Okay, what are you saying? What are you saying?
This will not be on the radio.
Mandy, correct me if I'm wrong. What I think she's saying and what I agree with, and if she's not, is Lil Yachty did bad business with this particular song. Yeah. The song is clearly a hit. If you drop it, it's gonna go crazy. But if I'm Drake, right? I'm not leaking this type of song. The fact that Yachty went around everybody and said, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna send it to Kai Cenat and just leak it.
Threw a whole tantrum like a bitch.
Yeah.
Drake may not have been in favor of leaking this song because of your personal feelings, Yachty, against Mr. Hotspot. So is that what you're saying?
To me, especially after doing like...
We're on the same page with that.
Especially like after the Kendrick beef.
I get that. Don't
everyone's like, you have to come out with a banger.
And this is the banger.
That's the one.
This is a banger, and it gets leaked to where it completely steps on everything, which might be why we got 100 gigs.
Unfortunately,
he had to normalize himself. He had to humanize himself. He felt like, fuck, my banger didn't work because bad business, Yachty. Now me and Yachty B, mind you, let's be very clear too. I feel like, saw all the shit from the last time I was on here. Niggas confirmed and or denied Drake's presence at Dreamville. But there's been a lot of fallouts with Drake with his personal relationships.
No, for sure.
And doing bad business. So if Yachty was the very last person that he was doing good business with, I just got into this beef where the whole industry is against me. This is a clear fucking banger. And you leak it because you don't want a clean version, or we're not getting the shit right with the nigga who done found Jesus. It's like, it's like.
What I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, because I got no beef with you. I'm gonna end on this right here. What I'm saying is, when they go in the history books 10, 20, 30, 40 years from now, on paper, this is gonna be the release. That was his first official release, uploaded.
Who's?
Drake's, after the beef. Gordo's album, that was Gordo's album. Sexy Red's record was Sexy Red's record.
Now, what was the other album that nigga was singing on?
Who?
Camila
Cabello. That's Camila Cabello's joint. This was the first songs out of the gate.
We'll see.
We'll see though.
At the time of this recording,
the Blue Green Red joint.
It hasn't been released yet. The
Super Soak.
Yeah, Super Soak. It hasn't been released officially yet. But I think that was a vibe.
I wouldn't
Mandy,
be surprised.
what's going on?
No. I was just gonna say I wouldn't be surprised if in the stipulations Mr. Hotspot was like, all right, I'm gonna eventually clear it, but Yachty's not on it. I wouldn't be surprised.
We'll see. I don't know.
He did say that he sent them a clean version.
Said he wanted a clean version.
Yeah, and he sent it over. He sent it over to him.
Because praise the Lord, we can't say shit fucking hell because of God.
Nah, he changed his life.
We can't.
You gotta respect it. You gotta respect
it. That's a whole other topic.
Those are words.
Yes,
God made these words.
Oh my God, this is a whole other topic.
You're not supposed to swear.
Real quick, Mandy, while we have you, because we've had you for a very long time, and I appreciate you being here on the podcast.
Hey, engineer, I got your car ride home. We'll do shots at the end. Y'all, sorry for keeping y'all.
That sounds like a great thing for me, right? I'm a fan of the podcast space. I'm a fan of you. Right? So it's only natural that I ask for not only myself, but also the whore hive out there. Because I know at the mixer, the whore hive, they came up to you. They pulled up like, oh my God, he's Mandy, the fat ass, the blonde hair, she's a freak.
The white ass, according to some.
Oh my goodness.
A wide ass is not always bad.
That's fine. It's wild.
I like sometimes niggas like to do a little bit of wrong.
I like them. I ain't got no problem with that.
You got it. But
what's the question?
The question is,
ain't nothing wrong with
what's going on with you and your throuple, man?
Oh yeah, it already ended.
Wait, what?
Wait, you ain't know Mandy was in.
I was in a whole throuple. I really, really like this couple. I was dating a couple.
You ain't post them. You block their faces. When
well,
you
of
post
course,
them.
no. I'm gonna block their faces.
You wasn't happy.
No. Really liked them.
Yeah. So you was a unicorn.
They didn't. No. No.
All right.
I was not a unicorn.
All right, but
I want to date a couple. I like men and women. Yeah. This couple, both of them was fine. So I wanted to grow with both of them individually. Unfortunately, the woman,
she wasn't feeling
my relationship to her man, and then wanted to, mind you, he was referring to me as their girlfriend. She was like, yeah, so girlfriend means we're gonna build and you're gonna meet the friends and family, and that's me, that's not you. And I was just like, well, girl, I'm only fucking with somebody that I can receive romance, intimacy, and grow with. I want to like the people I'm fucking.
I hear you.
And so if I can have that relationship with you and not him, this dynamic doesn't work for me.
Oh, so you truly wanted the full experience of the woman and the man in the relationship.
Yeah.
See, that's why I can't have no threesome. It's gonna hit harder for somebody. Somebody
it's not
shit
truly
just
equal.
You feel what I'm saying, Reggie? Somebody shit gonna be a little wetter.
Wow.
Wait, I'm only gonna tell the truth.
In the room?
I'm only gonna tell the truth, huh? That's why I don't do shit like that. I told you, I'm not a freak. Since Diddy came out, I'm not a freak no more.
Missionary only.
Since Diddy came out?
Since Diddy came out, all that bullshit, all I do is missionary, ladies. That's what I don't do threesomes. I don't do none of that shit.
Missionary
you gotta play favorites. You gotta play favorites in the threesome.
Wait,
that's
Wow.
basically what
so
happened.
now you only do missionary because of
That's
Diddy?
damn right. You're damn right. Like a plain sandwich, nigga.
He dead ass too.
I'm dead the fuck
He
ass.
said
he's
he's
been
getting
saying this-
mayonnaise and bread.
That's it.
He's been saying this before,
That's
Diddy.
all you getting. All right, Reggie, chill.
Thank you, Reggie.
You right, but
Receipts.
chill.
Reggie got the
She
receipts.
got them receipts,
She
though.
said, according to episode 102,
She got them receipts,
you
She
said...
got them receipts. Nah, them threesomes get crazy. And not just the sex, just a dealing of within a threesome.
It was a lot of the things,
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like, so it didn't work, unfortunately. I mean, I would date another couple. I like that.
You need somebody
I think
for
I'm more
yourself,
poly.
yo.
Yeah, no.
You need
For
somebody for
myself,
yourself, yo.
fuck, I don't have time to give my complete time and energy to one person.
That's right.
And I don't want one person only concerned about what the fuck I'm doing. Nigga, deal with life.
Mandy, when's the last time you were in love, like serious love?
Yeah, my ex, but he was a narcissist. That doesn't count. I was psychologically manipulated.
Love bombed.
Shit, what the
My fault. My fault. I shouldn't have asked. My fault.
I'm still getting over that hurt.
I'm so sorry you went through that, man.
When I was in a 3-year relationship with a narcissist. Ooh.
So
we all
sorry.
been there.
Whoa.
Damn,
there's a lot of narcissists out here.
Damn, yo.
They give the best dick, from what I heard.
It's funny.
The women in the
It's funny because I know you don't take dick. So how would you know?
Because I
he's a narcissist.
got a lot
Say
of homegirls.
right when Mandy said narcissist, I
know
came
you
right
don't
to say,
take
well,
dick. You my boy. I know.
I got a lot of friends like Mandy who told me.
Friends.
You told me.
That is good.
You
bet.
did you not?
I fucking
Yeah, but
bet.
so you're a narcissist.
No, what?
So you're manipulating and psychologically abusing women.
I would never.
Okay,
Damn.
so.
I would never do that.
But you're going to drop that dick
What'd you
off.
say about my dad? He was a gentleman, right? Gentleman. We in the building. Gentleman from the top
I
of
mean,
the
I
episode.
don't know the
Call
dick he
back.
handing out.
Call back.
I don't know much about your daddy
You want to
now.
find out?
No.
Whoa, that's a great place to end.
Mandy,
I know.
thank you so much for stopping by, baby girl. You've been amazing today, truly.
Yo!
Truly. I mean, I don't know what to say at this point. Thank you.
Thank you for sure.
I think that thank you guys, all the Need to Know fam. I'm gonna go home and see how many Meek Mill songs I know. I appreciate this.
Yeah, check your Apple.
You don't have to do that.
No, she should. No, Reggie, she should.
No, I'm gonna,
24/7. You never heard that with the element fucking this shit out you, loving this shit out you, 7 Days Street and now I can't even live without you. I know you heard that.
I love that you knew one
What's
word.
going on?
Dangerous.
Sure.
Dangerous? Don't get me started.
Wait, how does Dangerous go?
Bitch, I'm a boss.
You feel the vibe is contagious.
Dangerous. The vibe is contagious. Look
So,
in your
wait,
eyes, it
so
is
these are all
dangerous.
features. These aren't.
No, you are. It's
No,
his
they're
songs.
his songs.
Oh,
Come on.
but y'all are only singing the parts of the other people. Okay.
No, he was rapping his verse.
Hey, you gonna be in Atlanta. He gonna be at Copper Cove.
Nigga, he be in Atlanta.
gonna be at Copper Cove. I'm telling you.
He got a fucking spot at where all them niggas play basketball
I'm
at.
saying.
We ain't got to do all that. With that being said,
Watch.
Mandii B, thank you for joining
No,
the Needs of the
Thank
Podcast.
you guys for
Thank
having me. Love Need to Know.
Yeah, it's
And
fun.
hopefully you guys do it more than once a year. The NTK mixer was incredible.
Thank
and
you.
I love to see the acknowledgement that y'all are getting amongst
you.
Thank
the
you.
blogs. Charlemagne just talked about y'all as well on another episode of Brilliant Idiots.
sure.
And
Salute to her.
I just
Charlotte.
love that y'all are doing your own thing. And,
Thank you.
you know,
Thank you.
Means a lot.
And we
Nah.
appreciate that. Thank you for your support. This is your studio. Anybody doesn't know, this is Full Course Studios.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for all of that.
real,
And everything
for
you
real.
do behind the scenes too, because
no,
we
they don't care about that.
I know they don't.
They
but
fucking hate me.
I do want to acknowledge that because I work with a ton of people in this industry. You have been the one consistent factor, force, common denominator who has connected us in real places that we needed to be connected in.
True.
So thank you for that, Mandii.
And Mandy, not to cut you off, you are. I told this to you earlier. You are the definition of to know you is to love you.
Yeah.
Real talk. There are a lot of people that you kind of have to meet in person and deal with to really understand them, etc. and you're great. Just do a little bit of a better of a job of really trying to get people to understand.
You know what's crazy? My therapist, she's trying to get me from not being petty, but I don't know. I like it.
You did it 500 times.
I love it. I love it.
You did it 500
times. Only 500 times.
I'm petty boots just a little bit.
Okay.
But for the people that I love, that I enjoy being around, even every time I see Regi, like, for those of y'all who don't know Regi, always welcoming, warming. She shows up to places on time, the mixer. And
you good? You all right?
And Regi, to me, like, energy wise,
yep.
Just what she gives, it's just so big in person that I don't expect it sitting next to y'all, because y'all have so much opinions.
Yeah.
But Regi is her, and so, like, I just like being in a room with Regi. I fucking fuck with Regi. I like Regi.
Okay, that's good. Regi's the one. Like we always say on this podcast, if you have made it this far, there is no reason that you haven't liked, comment, subscribed on the podcast page. We appreciate y'all. With that being said, it's the Need to Know podcast. What you need to know, when you need to know, on the Need to Know podcast. Mandii B, thank you. We appreciate you. We love you. And we will see y'all again next week. Make sure y'all don't miss out on next year's mixer.
Word.
It's y'all for folding. I'm sorry.
Heavy.
We out of here. Gang.
Gang.